Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the studio. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. We are doing a little better over here, getting over this cold. Oh, there it is. Okay, I wanted to know where that was. All right, all right. We've got some things going on in the studio today. I haven't really been, well, I guess I have been doing some things. We got some things that are going on the desk. Love it, love it, love it. But we're going to be talking about going into, where are we? We are in October. It's October the 1st. So for the remainder, for the next, how many days are in October? Is it 30, 31? I think it's 31. Yes, because Halloween is on 31st. So I will be live every day in the month of October. And the reasoning being is October the 4th is my son's anniversary death. Can't believe Saturday it will be 6 years. And I'm celebrating his life and I'm celebrating my life. I'm celebrating the fact that I'm still here, I'm still in my right mind, and I make each day as though yesterday, I want yesterday to be jealous of today. And it helps me to kind of celebrate his life instead of, kind of being sad. He would appreciate it, and I know he would definitely want me to be happy and not be crying and all the things. Although it kind of goes along, it's like people are like, well, it's the anniversary, but what about every other day? Well, I do the same thing every other day, right? So not for fun, but just to really add, because going into October, we are kind of doing this thing. The conversation is going to be around the parts of Desperate Housewives. Oh, let me put on my do not disturb. Oh my goodness, people are not mindful of the time in my life. Until yes. Okay, sorry about that. But so for the month of October, I'll be live every day. First of all, hey Barb, hey Carrie, and Saul, and everybody else that's popping in. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I want you to grab your journals, grab your paper, grab your coffee, grab the stern wheel if you're driving, because today we're going to dive deep. We're going to be diving deep. We're going to be talking about a conversation about parts kind of Desperate Housewives series is what I'm going to be doing for the month of October. If you haven't seen Desperate Housewives, don't worry about it. Google it. Grab the just the gist of the characters. And we're going to be zooming in on each one of the women each week, kind of, sort of. Hey, Maddie. So now, if you've watched it, you know Bree. You know her. She's polished. She's precise. She's the queen of home baked perfection. Her roses are trimmed. Her hydrangeas are amazing. Her table is set, kind of puts you in the mind of Martha Stewart. And on her guest list, it's every night kind of thing, right? So, but she kind of cracks. But here's the thing, behind that porcelain smile lies heartbreak. She has secrets, loneliness, desperation, and more so the need of control. So, today we're going to be talking about Bree. And then we're kind of going to look and see what parts of ourselves that hide behind the perfections of Bree. About the way we iron a tablecloth, if you do. But then look at it as though it's kind of like the tablecloths of our lives, so that no one will notice the stains that's maybe, somebody set a glass on the table, you know. So as we walk through Bree's story today, I want you to ask yourself, where am I in Bree? And the other question is, where am I trying to be perfect instead of being honest? If you can relate. If you can't, don't worry about it. But before we start, I want you to type one word in the chat that comes to mind when you think of perfection. And along with that word, I want you to put your color. Because you know it's all about color. Because everything that goes on in my life, the reason I'm able to stand here after all of the tragedies and everything that's gone on in my life is because I learned how to slap paint on paper. And it guides me, right? Instead of hiding, I tend to kind of be more outward. It's more of a journey that I enjoy. So I have to step away, maybe on team replay. No worries, Maddie. Thank you for popping in. And if you get to come back and hang around, I'm here. And I'm gonna say excuse me for all my nose runs, because the sinuses are the last thing that usually goes when you have a cold. But we're on the other side of it. That's what I can say. All right. Um. Boop, 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 boop. Let's get this party started. Where is it? Oh, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There we go. Okay. So I'm gonna give you a broad little. Oh, I have a visitor in the studio today, and her name is Sienna Grace. Sienna Grace needs to be cool, cool. Sit down. So when y'all hear me telling somebody to sit down, it's not an actual child. It's Sienna Grace, and we're gonna have to make sure she stays sitting. I'm not gonna grab your toy, but you got to stay sitting right there. And the other thing is my hearing is kind of gone. Perfection, details, and color. Neon orange. Well, I think I can help you a little bit with that. We've sprayed down this palette. So the palette I'm using are the Blick Watercolors. And I don't know if Blick still has these, but hey, Julie Parker. That's what we're going to be working with today, my Blick watercolors. And I don't know if you guys have heard that Blick bought out McPherson. So Blick is having a liquidation sale of a lot of stuff. I wouldn't go over there. I went over there a little bit. It was just a little bit like, oh my goodness, let me get out of here. Because stuff I wanted, it's just like, do you need it? That's the question I'm asking myself now. Just because it's available, but they do have some great prices. Watercolor paper, I don't need watercolor paper for maybe a year, maybe. Now, if I get to making more art journals, maybe, but no. Okay, so here on the desk, this is a print. This is not my actual watercolors. I'm doing some scanning and printing out of my um, color, prints that I have, because I'm keeping the originals and doing some different things with the originals. The originals are a little bit on the pricey side. But for those who has like, oh, I'd love to have a print, no problem. I wanted to scan it out to see if I sent the file, what would it look like printed out. So this is what it looked like printed out. And the other thing is I was supposed to have the original, but Sienna Grace, she sidetracked me, and I don't have it. But it's right. Oh my goodness, where was it? But it turned out great, is my point. It turned out real, real good. So, but let me back up. I want to back up because I want to set the foundation for Bree's story, for her archetype of Bree. And we're talking about Desperate Housewives for all those that might pop in. Just like Desperate Housewives. Yep, it was a show that was on back in 2000. I can't remember, like, when did that show come? I know it was late because the clothes and everything was still looks good. But she starts as picture perfect, a Stepford wife, and ends as something very different. Although still polished, still Bree, but transformed by all the cracks in her life. Are you still struggling with the head cold? Yes, we are. And we still have our tea. Yesterday was pretty rough. So I think I've gotten over the hump of it, though. Thank you for asking, Julie. Barb texted me earlier. It's like, are we getting better? I feel better than I sound. Let's just put that out there. But yesterday it was a little rough. I finished up. I stayed and hung around in the studio. I finished up some journals that I'm going to show you guys today. I finished up 2 journals, and I was happy that those got done because those are the journals that I want to give when we reach 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. We have the what's that thing gonna be called? The giveaway. You have to enter, and we're gonna have all the things of probably the post. I'll probably do it the way Di did it. You gotta comment on the post, and then everybody will. Yeah, no, I'm not sure. I'm not going to even try to do that. But how are you feeling, Julie? Because you were feeling bad too, right? You had a. Okay. I think that's what the so am I chat just got there. But so let's go back to Bree. Bree is, I wanted to go into all the things. It's like a broad sweep of what happens to her by the end of the series. There was 8 seasons. And so with Bree, her relationships unravel. She faces scandal and shame. She hits rock bottom because y'all, if you've seen it, she didn't want to accept the fact that she was an alcoholic. And redemption and a new life. In the finale, Bree doesn't end up baking pies in the perfect kitchen. She remarries a man named Trip Weston, which is a whole nother man after that second man. I was like, oh my goodness. But her lawyer who stood by her through trial, and instead of hiding behind appearances, she embraces leadership. She moves to Louisville, Kentucky, and eventually goes into politics, becoming a state legislator. So the perfect housewife who once cared about image ends up standing in the messy public, very real space of politics, representing people, not just polishing silverware. Hey, Saul. Oh, you up back up? 2004 is the start. 2004 is when it started. Ended in 2012. Oh, okay. So I didn't even come during the season. Like, even in 2012, it was after that when I tried to start watching it then. But I am deep into it. So I'm on season 3 now. So I'm binge watching it. But I kind of wanted to get into each character because I needed to kind of be able to talk about where I felt that I personally lie in each one of these characters. And what I've realized is I'm a little bit of each. But in the past, and I will say because it pre or post? Post. 6 years ago, well, even before that, no, 18 years ago, because before I had lost, let's put it that way, before loss, I was definitely Bree before my daughter and granddaughter died. Definitely 100% Bree. Cared about what people had to say, needed the house to be clean, the bed needs to be made up, everybody's room needs to be on point. All of that, I could definitely see me. But then after my daughter and granddaughter, you move forward, I kind of let go a little bit because my daughter's and granddaughter's death was so public. There was no hiding. So I can relate to Bree 100%. But Susan, I can relate to her because Susan was loyal. Hey, Zippy. So when you think about, let's see, when you think about who Bree really is, right? As we move forward in October with this new series, Desperate Housewives, which one are you? And don't let the title fool you, because we're not just here for the drama, the secrets, and the neighborhood scandals. We're here because these women, although they're fictional characters on a TV, they do reflect us. Somebody wrote this script based on some women. These women, right? They had struggles, they had dreams, they had the messiness. I mean, don't we all have that in our lives? Like, really? So as we talk about Bree Vandekamp, the woman of perfection, today, I want you to really ask yourself, where do you fall in that? Where do you kind of see yourself? And this is you don't have to put it in chat if you don't, but if you do, like, because it's a community where we're growing and we're helping each other. See, we got that join button right now. If you want to join the membership, I'm super excited that we are finally there. That was where my goal was to be, so that when the camera's off, and we pop on Zoom and we hang out, we get to really go deeper as to, yes, I'm a perfectionist. Or, yes, I try to make sure my art looks perfect before I even post it. Like, I want you to let go. That's where slapping paint on paper came from. It was all about me trying to heal after the loss of my son 6 years ago, coming Saturday. So, October, I will be live every day. The time other than Monday and Wednesday, I'm not sure. Right now, when I wake up in the morning, it takes a minute. My voice, this here, right now, if I would have said I'm going early, it wouldn't have happened. So, please subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribed, hit that bell notification all so that way when I do go live, whatever time I choose to, this month, outside of Monday and Wednesday will be 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, for sure, for sure. But because I'm going to go live every single day for the month of October in celebration of my son's anniversary, that's what I'm saying. Never watched Desperate Housewives. I've always been single, so I'm going to need help. So I'll just Google it. That's what I say. Just Google the, what do you call it? Cliff Notes. The Cliff Note version of Desperate Housewives. I think that'll work and kind of go in line with where I'll be anyway. But so because I thought about that from Monday's conversation, somebody else said they hadn't seen it either. That's why I wanted to give everybody a kind of a little who each character is. So um, you have Susan. Oh, where is my little? I got them wrote down. We have, where are you? Oh, well, anyways, I know we have Susan, Bree, Gabrielle, Lynette. And on the outside, kind of is Edie. Edie is not in the four. And then we have the narrator, which is Mary Alice. But Mary Alice, it starts out the show, the season one, with Mary Alice committing suicide. And the question is why? Because again, these houses on Wisteria Lane is the subdivision that everybody like possibly maybe have dreamed of being a part of, where you know your neighbors, everybody knows your name, everybody helps raise the kids, and it's like the outside, the lawn looks good, everything looks great and it's perfect, and your house and your husband and your children are all wonderful, right? But on the inside, when you open the door and you go in, what's really going on inside? And then when you go a little bit deeper into the woman, what's really going on inside her heart? So that, after starting to watch this, made me go into, oh, that'll be a great series for October. And because I'm over here, I can relate to this show because, again, I lived in the subdivision. I had 7 kids. I wanted my kids to represent. And then, if your kids are looking good on the outside, they make you look good. The first thing people say when the kids get in trouble on TV or whatever, it's like, where's the parents? Or how was they raised? And yada, yada, yada. Well, I can say on the other side of being an empty nester, that is not always the question that I ask. I don't ask that question because you know that you're giving your children a foundation, and what your children do once they leave your house, it is not a direct reflection on you. So when you look in the mirror, I'm saying let go of the perfectionist, which is why we're starting out with Bree. Now let me take a sip of my coffee. That was a lot. Well, my tea. I ain't had a taste for coffee. So put your color in the chat, even if you don't want to put how you relate. So Bree is the perfectionist. Lynette is, I would call Lynette controlling. Like, I really would. I really would. So Bree is the perfectionist. Susan is the messy one. Lynette, I would call her controlling, very controlling, but she also is the juggler. She has the job, the husband, the family, like she got twins, she got kids. And Gabrielle, of course, is the model, the glamorous life, the bold, the living big. She's a dreamer, um, but very shallow. But each week I'm going to go. So each Monday, like this week, we're going to be talking. This week happens to fall the Monday. I mean the first one starts on a Wednesday. Monday, so we're going to talk about Bree today, but Monday coming up, we're going to talk about each week, we're going to talk about each one, right? And then we're going to talk about, hi, Lydia. And then we're going to kind of look in. My whole goal is to have an inward thought process of how the chaos of our own lives relate. That's kind of where we're going. That's kind of where we're going. So, and Edie was very bold. Edie was what we would call the loose girl. Edie was reckless, but she made big moves because she was a realtor, and she's not afraid of judgment. She could have cared less what the people had to say about her, right? So we're going to talk about her as well. Each show has a finale, right? And every season of our lives has a finale too. We're getting ready to go into fall. Same thing. Remember, I ended September talking about the leaves falling. The trees don't cry when the leaves fall. And every year the leaves grow back. So every season we drop some things. Every season we need to, reassess ourselves and ask, what do we need to let go in this season so that we can move into the next season? And then I want you to ask yourself, where will you be 5 years from now? When this season is over with, right now, 5 years from now, where would you be? And the reason I asked that question because Sienna Grace, no, I gave you a toy. Play with your toy. She wants to rip the blanket. I try to give her a nice blanket. I wish I could have become a mother. I hope I would have been like mom. Oh, Julie. Okay, so you have no kids, no children. Hence, it says, I wish I could have become. I always say, I'm quite sure you mothered someone. This is what the thing when you get Mother's Day and people they say that. And I would say some of the most inspirational mothers that I've had in my life did birth me. I'll leave that there. But as we move, I want you to have a future self relationship with yourself. Like future. Like ask yourself, I don't have kids either. Really, Carrie? I don't know why I thought you had kids. Maybe because the way people talk about their animals, you think they have kids. That's why I started this live off with saying, if you hear me tell somebody to sit down, I'm not talking to a kid, I'm talking to the dog. Sienna Grace is in the studio today. She has hot spots, so I need to make sure she stays cool. She's looking at me like, why are you telling my business? Well, listen, Julie and Carrie, I had enough that I could share. 7, the number of completion. And then the Lord said, be fruitful and multiply. Did that too. I had a set of twins. I have 2 dogs and a cat. Oh, just 2 dogs? Who is it? Maybe it's I think it's oh yeah, wait, it's Chrissy. Oh Lord. Yeah, I gotta keep everybody straight. That's what I have to do. Okay. So as we move forward to talking about Desperate Housewives, I want to make sure, like on there, and a husband. That's like a child sometimes. Is it not? Is it not? Okay, so let me go back over here. Is that where I want to be? Nope. I think this is where I want to be. Maybe. Yeah, that's where I want to be. All right. What's on here? Oh, I can't use this. Sienna Grace, don't make me regret leaving you in here. Okay, girl. She's like, and they're just like kids, too. because every time I get to talking, I start talking, she starts doing something else. So that lets me know she knows what she's doing. Okay, so this is one thing I did. I printed this. I scanned my flowers, and then I printed it out because I wanted to see if somebody wanted the flower, wanted this as um, a digital. I wanted to see what it looks like. Need to know what I need to tweak and everything. I'm going to have to do a side by side so you can see how vibrant the copy looks as the same thing, even with the leaves. Turned out great. And that's one thing. I've started doing my envelopes. Because remember I told you I'll start collecting those envelopes. And this, I slapped some paint on these. So I'm not worrying about this right here and stuff because you know we would take maybe some ephemera and kind of put across there and do some put a little bird right there. You know we'll cover that kind of stuff up. But that's another thing that's coming up on the desk. That's coming up. Then we did this. I went through a big grieving time when I realized we were not going to have grieving for the children. Grieving for the fact that oh yeah, I get that. I get it from what you're saying. I have a couple friends that are like that. So I took this box because I had some leftover prints, leftover paper from, as a matter of fact, the double fold that's on its way to Carrie. Carrie, you should be getting mail soon. And some paper that was left over. So I put on this box. Now I have a HP and I'm a part of the, I don't know why I need to stop it because I love my Epson so much. But the ink replacement that comes in for the HP comes in this cute little box. So I was like, cool, instead of throwing it away, I can turn it into something. And what I'm going to do, now that it's dry, y'all know I got my scanning cut, and I love my scanning cut. Let me show you how much. Y'all see. Look at these little pieces. Look how fine they cut. That scanning cut is my friend. Oh my goodness, I don't know why it wasn't in my life before now. So look at these birds. So Maddie would appreciate this. I told you guys Monday that I was going to stamp these birds out and then cut them out. And because they were on thicker paper, but that's what the birds look like. Do you see the detail? Look at that puppy. OMG. So fine, so fine. All around the edge, the fussy cut. America. Oh, Carrie, I'm proud of you. See, so that's what I'm saying. You get to mother. Um, Listen, Carrie, I feel like that's another conversation that we need to have at another time. I can relate to that only from another standpoint. But I am very much so proud of you. So, Carrie, has your mom passed away? I'm assuming she had because of, yeah. Never got to see. Yeah, so, yeah, never mind. You don't have to answer that. I see. It's been a long road. I have, since we're talking about Bree, let's keep talking about Bree because y'all are just solidifying and confirming that Bree should have been first and for me. Now, being that Bree was the perfectionist, like everything in the house sparkled. It, the thing that separates me and Bree was she was a fabulous cook. She did amazing, like so much so even on the show she became a chef, not a chef. What's those things called? Not a cater. Yeah, a caterer. I think it was a caterer. She passed 19 years ago. Hey, sit, good girl. So for me, Um, the house had to sparkle. The baking she did, I didn't do. Like, she was a top tier chef. She was amazing. She kind of puts you in the mind of Martha Stewart, tell you the truth. The children were well dressed. Like, that was me. My kids had to be on point. When they left the house, I would tell them, don't forget who you belong to. There was twofold. First, you're a child of God, and secondly, you're my child. Don't make my name look bad, right? So that part of Bree, I get. And then the children, like Andrew, her son, oh, he rebelled. Oh my God, both of them. She only had two children, but both of them rebelled. I had seven. Now, out of the seven, I had two that rebelled. I had two. I don't pay them any attention now because they're grown. They're grown. They're grown. So this is where going into the last 3 years, I've had to let these grown children go. Like, I'm talking grown, like in their 30s. So it was one of the things, but it's like, if I'm not there for them, then I'm not a good mom, right? So 3 years ago, really 4 years ago, in my grieving my son, I had to let it go because that was one of his things. It's just like, we grown now. You need to just let us go. Like, stop, trying to be a great mom. You have done your job. Now you have to support where we are now and still, love us and show up and all the things. Um, so that works out in that sense. Oh, excuse me. But I said all that to say one child is, I consider, a functional alcoholic, and the other one, I consider both of them functional. And the reason I say functional because they still get up and go to work and do what they're supposed to do. But however, when they get to drinking, they are a mad, evil drunk. And I've told them, because y'all know, I don't know if you know, but Indians, they didn't drink for a reason. They had peace pipes for a reason. So we have Indian in our blood, and they've been told, you really don't need to, because for one, it doesn't dissolve, doesn't kind of do what it does to most people. Most people can be nice and mellow and go somewhere and sit down. Boy, I got two that be ready to fight and ready to throw hands and just be so nasty, and oh my goodness, that's the part where I had to let go. And it was so painful as a parent to see it happening, and there wasn't anything that I could do, right? So, Carrie, when you just, put that in the chat, it just made me think of my two that just are, I don't know how to say it. I wouldn't call them sloppy, lay down, throw down, floor down drunks, but I mean, some days I would. It depends. And I was raised, my mom was, she did her thing, my dad, my stepdad. And I guess I saw enough of it growing up that it took me, I didn't start drinking until I was, about 24, 25. And even now, I'm more of a, what do you call it? Social drinker. Like, I got all kinds of stuff here in the house. And it's just like, I'll do it. My stepdad was a functional alcoholic Monday through Friday. Friday night, he was done. Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, he was ready, get sober. By the time Monday came around, he was gone to work. Didn't miss a beat. So I've seen how it happens. I've seen how it works out. But where's my paper? Oh God, why did I put it way over there? Good girl. You're doing so good. Put it over there in our box. Oh, Barb, I got something to show you. As I was cleaning out my drawers and pulling stuff out so I could use, and I came across this. Remember, you sent me this for my birthday. Get over there and sit down, girl. Move. Sit down, get your toy. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. Um, look, we've been doing permission slips for a long time. We've got some napkins in here that I need to pull out and decoupage with. Oh, nice. You let you know, I look, it's still been the same way. I was a very low bottom drunk. A very, when, see, I told you we can go deep into this conversation. But now, Karen, let me ask you this. Do you help people now to kind of, because I know that they say, having been a child who grew up in a very, I call it, very functional, dysfunctional home, um, it was the thing that set me on the perfectionist um, track. That's why I can relate to Bree in that regard, because I didn't want it to be like my mom would come to school. Oh my God, I'd just be like, oh my God, just somebody put me up under the bleachers or somewhere. It's one of the things I didn't want to acknowledge. And they're like, she don't belong to me. It was just rough. Yes, I sponsor other women. Nice. I love that. Love that. Um, so when we talk about Bree, we talk about the mask we wear and the mess we live. And Carrie being so open and honest in the chat is really where I want to go with this, because me living a transparent life and being very authentic with you guys as y'all show up here over here on Slapping Paint on Paper, I don't want to hide anything. I'm not here to cover up anything and say that life is great and easy and wonderful, because even though you have a perfect rose bush, there are thorns sometimes on the rose on the stem, and you're gonna get blood on your hands every now and then. It's not gonna always turn out perfect. Like, I wanted to represent this with paint. So let's go in here. So when you think about a perfect life, right? Let's go here. Before COVID, I took meetings into jail and prison. Oh Lord. Yeah, you recall there. See, this is life. This is life. Oh, is that what that was from, Barb? The napkin swap? Listen, I just saw it and I was just like, oh, I remember this because it was in the thing for my birthday. And I was just like, oh, which is where I keep my, you see, I keep my cards, my cards that I got cut down. They're in the crate that you painted and all the things. So I love when people make stuff and then they bless me with it. I really, really do. So when we're talking about the mask we wear and the mess we live, this is perfect. See, but we keep going on and we want life to be perfect, right? But then somebody comes along, something happens, and it just doesn't end up being as perfect as we want it to be. And then we get upset. And then we try to cover it up. We try to lie about it. And we try to continue. You tell one lie, and you got to tell another one to cover up that lie, right? And then you just, instead of just saying, hey, I messed up, or hey, the kids are having a bad time, and man, as a parent, and I'm going to speak for me, as a parent, I took those things personal, right? And so it's just like when it didn't pan out to be perfect, clear, and bright. This is going to be perfect, and this is going to be perfect. We're going to do this and represent perfect. This is what it looked like. This is what I wanted it to look like, rather. Let's see. Nice, clean lines. So when the kiddos came home from school, they came home with a good report. They made you look good in school. The teachers were just like, oh, they came from such a great home. That's what you wanted to hear. But then you would get a report that when the kids come home, right, got a little bad report, and that will be a reflection on your life. And you're just like, oh my goodness. Then something else comes along, and you're just like, oh, how is it going to mess up my flower? Like, why, right? It can't always be perfect, right? So sometimes it's going to look like this. It's not going to be perfect. Everything is not going to sparkle. Everything is not going to be well designed. Sometimes it's going to crumble. Sometimes behind the mask is going to be that beautiful woman who really needs to show up in the mess, right? So it's just one of those things that when I think about Bree Vandekamp and I look at her, um, I look at her life and I'm just like, Wow, that was me. Hello, Mr. McCoy. I'm still not talking to him, guys, because I'm sick. It's his fault. You see, I don't have no problem pointing fingers now. You're like, no, I was just waiting, just hanging out, and it just, nope. He made me sick. Literally made me sick. Let's put the stems on. So we want the life to be this beautiful and perfect. Okay, we'll have these. So I'll use these two as my example. This is perfect, but this is really what it looks like. And I gotta go deeper with this one because it ain't messy enough. That's still beautiful to me. Still gotta get grungier or messier. And because we're artists, we're gonna probably see the beauty in it no matter what I do to it. But on Wisteria Lane, they had a different take on things. I don't know why this thing won't give me what I asked for. Maybe that's it. Nope. Yep. Okay, there we go. I had some colors that was gonna really kind of give what I wanted it to be. I hope my husband doesn't. I hope my husband doesn't catch it from me. Uh, that left bottom looked like a fish before you painted over it. Oh, look at it going. See how it's running? That's how our lives tend to run. Then stuff still gets added on. No, he didn't, y'all. He talking about he tried to stay away from me. No, he didn't. Because remember, I was on a live and I was just like, oh, Mr. McCoy is sick. And he was talking about it's just the change of seasons, it's allergies. And I was like, that ain't no allergies. But y'all know it's already too late. By the time the symptoms are outward, it's like when the tingling in the throat, that's when he should have been like, hey, I'm feeling my throat feeling a little scratchy. That's when he should have been like, oh, I'm just gonna go sleep in the other room. I don't want you to get sick. But no. He coughed right in my face. Gave me that old nastiness. But it's okay. And then I asked him last night, I was like, how long before you felt better? Because, like, I'm trying to figure out, my head is hurting. He said he didn't have a headache. No, I do. Well, I did. I'm taking medicine to make sure I don't keep getting them. But I still feel better than I sound. Like yesterday, Monday when I got off live, I went and laid down. Yesterday, like I said, I had to finish those two journals, and then he cooked dinner, and so I went and got in the bed. But I was trying to, and I slept real good last night because I medicated. Well, I put for my ginger tea, I put um, I put some brandy in there so I could sleep and sweat. So when I woke up, I was soaking wet, and I felt better. So right now, I guess it's just the clogginess of my. And I said I wasn't gonna take that daggum medicine, and I did because he said it was the sinus medicine, and I knew I wasn't shouldn't have. Now it's got my sinuses all clogged up, got me talking like the nanny. Feel like somebody got their finger over my nose. Hate that feeling. Okay. So each day, life goes on. We paint our perfect flowers, and we want life to be grand and wonderful. I'm not there anymore. It's like if I wake up today and it's like, oh, today was a crappy morning. I didn't feel like it, or whatever. Or the kiddos are doing whatever. I try to leave the kids out of the conversation because their story is their story to tell now, and they're not kids anymore. But however, when they were, I kind of use them as the point to where I want mothers now to don't lose yourself in your children, because if you do, then you'll be trying to figure out when you become an empty nester, it's like, what in the hell am I going to do now? I woke up every morning to live a life for those kids, and then once they get grown, and once they think they grown, they forget or they don't have anything to do. Hey, Julia. Apparently we are contagious before we have any symptoms. Absolutely. Me personally, I know when I'm getting sick. I know it because I get this little tinkle in my throat. And usually I can head it off. But because I'd already had it, it didn't really matter. So it didn't really matter. So when we go to talking about Bree, and Bree she wasn't just a housewife. I feel like she was a performer, and not just because she was on Desperate Housewives on the show, but let's think about Bree's of the real life. Let's go over to TikTok or YouTube, not YouTube, well, YouTube and Instagram, where you get the ladies that are on there with the perfect houses and the white couches, and and they do the Christmas photos. I want to talk about the hell that goes on behind those photos, not the stuff that they post, the stuff that becomes perfect. I want to talk about the stuff that goes on behind. Did you cuss him out before he smiled to take that photo? Did you smack that child or tell that child, it's just like, oh, you're messing up these photos? Like the conversation that goes on behind what shows up perfect. Because yes, if we show up, we're always perfect. These are the perfect flowers. This is what happens behind the scene, right? This is it. So that's what I want going through this month of October, talking about using the Desperate Housewives as the series and as the kind of where we're going to hone in on. We're going to just kind of look and ask ourselves, wait, are we that? Am I trying to be that? Or do you not care? You can pretty much tell over on TikTok, YouTube, or Instagram, the ones who are just like, hey, this ain't it. If you want to see the clean house 24/7, this not the one. And those are usually the TikToks or the Instagrams that I want to engage in, with the ones that are not trying to be perfect. Because I know darn well, I had 7 kids, and I bought, you know what color living room set I bought? If you can imagine what color living room set I bought, put it in chat. Just put it in chat. What color living room set you think I bought? We got a new house and I wanted new furniture. So put in the chat what color furniture did you think I bought? And if you happen to be my child in here, you can't answer. Oh goodness, my sinuses are so locked up. They need to drain. All right. Oh, that I like that. Put that up there a little bit more. Put that up there a little bit more. A little bit more. Oh, Carrie, I love it. Now, Carrie, why would you say white? I'm curious. I said I had 7 kids, and you said white or cream. I love it, but why would you say? I'm curious. Why would you say white? Anybody else cares to take a gander at what color furniture I bought with 7 kids? I can't even blow my nose because my sinuses are so locked up. You keep playing with your toy. Julia says brown. Anybody else? Anybody else? I gotta wait for the chat over here. And excuse me if you can hear me, because you said you were trying to be perfect. Oh, I love it. Yes. Okay. Okay. Yes. Julia and Julie. That's what color I should have been buying. But she hit it spot on. Because I said I was trying to be perfect, I bought the white furniture. Not cream, white. With 7 kids. And mind you, I had 7 kids under 15. 7 of them puppies under 15. And the twins were, let's see, Andrew was a newborn. And the twins were 4, 5. So therefore, sit down. That's why I was saying I can relate to Bree. Now, the other thing was I was divorced, so I was getting a divorce. And so again, I had to offset the fact that my marriage failed, but I was going to be a perfect mother. They were not going to want for anything. They was going to have what they needed, right? So we had to make sure that things were going to be great. And that's just how it rolled. And that's put a lot of pressure. When I think back on that time, just like the time those kids got fussed at for that furniture, oh my goodness. But I've never bought white furniture, cream furniture ever again. Did not. Did not. But so that's what I'm saying. I learned from trying to be something that I couldn't even hold a job on doing. Like I couldn't. Get back over there. Sit down. It just wasn't it just wasn't like feasible. Did you end up getting one of those lounge covers? Yes. So the other thing is the furniture still served its purpose because when my oldest daughter went to college, we put covers over that same furniture. We got it clean, but it's never going to be white anymore. It was kind of gray. Like we lived on a dirt road. That was another thing, living on a dirt road. The kids would go outside. And you know, when kids first come in the door, it would be good if I had a sitting room and two sets of furniture. But no, this was all the furniture the kids could sit on. But I didn't want them to sit on the furniture. I wanted them to go in their room. Like their rooms were set up for them. So that furniture did go to college with my first daughter with slip covers on. If you said divorce before I typed, I wouldn't have included cream. Excuse me. Excuse me, guys. Oh my goodness. See, Bree wouldn't have showed up like this. That's why I'm telling you. We're not trying to be perfect over here. This is life. This is where we are. This is what's going on in the studio on this day, October the 1st, 2025. Not worried about it. So, and then the other thing is when I would get the flowers, I had flowers in the house. And every flower arrangement needed to be beautiful and they needed to like represent the image, right? So we got the living room, white furniture. The carpet had to have lines in it. Oh, listen, I mow my grass now. And it has to have lines in it. Not as bad now with my perfectionism as I used to be. And that's because God sent me somebody who could care less about all the things. Um, Mr. McCoy could care less about all the things. I want lines in the yard. He just like, I'm more in the yard. I don't got time. You got circles at the end of each line. I'm like, what the heck? How about you just don't mow the yard? That's where we are. Because more in the yard. Now, the lines, I really want just to be, I'm still stuck with that one. So that's where we are with that one. So I don't think that's not a perfectionist thing for me right now. It's more of a therapeutic thing. And it's more of, I can't control life or death, but I can control the lines in my grass. So again, it's one of the things where possibly I need to let go of or whatever. I'm not sure, but I am working on it and I am aware of it. Before, when we're talking back in, let's see, my youngest son was born in 93, 11, 97. So we're talking 98, 99. 98 was a new time. At this point, life after, so I've been through divorce and been through a breakup. And so again, everything was kind of public, but not public. And whatever wasn't public, I wanted my children to represent the goodness of it, right? So people might say I was a bad wife, or I didn't do good in my marriage, but they was not going to say I was a bad mother, right? That was one thing you wasn't going to say. So I put a lot of me into my children. So that's another way I could relate to who Bree was in the character of um on Desperate Housewives. But it wasn't something that I got caught in. It was how often did I show up exhausted? And how often was I worried about what other people was thinking? Maybe it's the perfectly, the kids' hair had to be done. The kitchen had to be spotless before they went to bed. Maybe it's the smile that was plastered, on my face when I went outside, but I was breaking on the inside, right? Um, I remember a time, I'll be real with you, when I was juggling everything, like I said, after the marriage, failed marriage, and the relationship for my youngest son's father, that failed. From the outside, I looked good. It looked good. I smiled through it. Responsibilities was taken care of. Everything looked just right. But how many of you know when the nightfall, when it's just me, it was just me and my thoughts, the hollowness and the, oh my God, this is about to drive me crazy. But I still didn't stop because perfection wasn't my peace. I realized it was my prison. Right? So I have a question. I got a question right now. Do you ever feel like people only see your polished version? And the other question is, what are you hiding behind? What are you hiding behind your perfection? Those are questions that I realized when I was asking myself this question to do this, do this series, was to kind of hone in on what it was. The polished version of me, I still showed up on point. My children still showed up on point. We went to church every Sunday. Each one of them was on point, clean, crisp, bam, right? So, but it still was hard to do. Why? Because I was trying to hold things together that I really just needed to have let fall apart. Because when the marriage fell apart and the relationship fell apart, everything should have fallen apart. But I was still trying to hold on to that polished version that in my mind represented what life was all about. Why? Because I grew up in the home that I'd seen, all the things that I'd seen from my own self. I didn't want that for my children. So when everything would go this way, I would go that way. Right? I didn't want my children to have to see me getting up off of the floor drunk. I didn't want my children to have to see me coming to their school looking like I was 3 day old sandwich meat. When I showed up, I wanted my children to be proud of me. So therefore, this look that I had, that's why I did so well with Mary Kay. Like I became a director with Mary Kay in less than 4 months. Because why? I was good at making it look good. So when I would show up and say, hey, I'm here to, you want to have a facial, whatever, women would look at me. And then I'll be like, I'm the mother of 7 kids. I work a full-time job. I'm a full-time entrepreneur. I'm in school full-time. Women stopped to listen and want to know, how in the world do you do it? They'd be like, oh, okay, no problem. I could tell them how I did it, but I wasn't very authentic then as I am now. Yes, you can do it all. But when you can't do it today, just say you can't do it. That's the difference in me then and now. Now, when I don't want to do it, I just be like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to show up. I don't feel like it. And y'all know I'll get right here on YouTube and I'll be like, I'm showing up, but I don't feel like it. And before the end of the live or before the end of ending it, I feel better. So that's just how it is. I'm an open book today. Right? Like, so I'm a military brat. I totally get that. We belong to the Coast Guard the second we stepped out of the house. Yeah, okay, so you get it. So my children were military children. I was kind of military. My dad was in the Navy, but all their dysfunctions ain't have a crap to do with the military, but that's just a whole nother can of worms that we'll probably open up. I don't know. Probably never, because I would not want my mom to see this and think that I'm judging her, because I'm not. I just don't have time to play and act like everything is perfect. My life was what my life was, and I speak. So when I go places to speak, I speak from you can get up from the pain, right? And so my mom, I already know, it's just like, I can't believe you tell all your business. It's not my business. God has already let me know. It's not my business. It's his business. And he needs me to show up and let people know that you still can live after the worst heartbreak that you could ever have in your life. You can still get up after losing that job that you thought was going to be your retirement thing. You can get up after the worst heartbreak you ever thought you couldn't get up from. because you thought he or her was your breath, your air, your everything. And you can get up after the loss of a child, because I've lost two. So, whatever life serves you, I want you to acknowledge the pain and acknowledge that it hurts. And then ask yourself, where do I want to go from here? What do I want my tomorrow to look like? And that's just being honest and real with yourself, right? So I think this was a very fitting um, series to do for this month. Why? Because I'm walking into 6 years of my son's death, and it's October. And then we get to celebrate, because at the end of this polished version of me, I'm still part of that woman. But I'm just at the point now that where I'm going to say, you know what? I don't want to do it. Can't do it. Nope. Don't want to go. Get at somebody else. I don't want to do it. I don't want to be a part of it. But the one thing that I do now that I wouldn't do in the past is tell you, I don't have time for your BS.com. Go get at somebody else. That was one of my other things, because usually being perfect and the perfectionism of that, you want people to be happy, so you kind of show up and be what they want you to be. Nah, not no more. If I want to show up, I want to show up. If I want to do it, I want to do it. If I don't, then I'm just going to be like, nope. And I'm not going to give you a reason. It's like, no. No is a complete sentence. These are turning out kind of good. Kind of. See, I can't. Well, we can use this one. The leaves aren't green. Honesty and integrity is the best way to live life. It is. But how many times do you know people don't? They hide behind the facade of I got it all together. And I think when COVID happened, COVID leveled the playing field. Everybody was at home. Everybody pretty much was trying to figure out how they was going to do whatever, right? So it was no more like, oh, or she's over there, whatever. It was everybody got the same time. Everybody had to be home. Everybody had to be in the house. That was a different time. So I think a lot of people came out of COVID with new insights. A lot of people didn't go back to jobs because they learned something new about themselves. A lot of people came out of COVID getting divorced. A lot of people came out of COVID falling in love again with their spouses. It was different. A lot of people came out of COVID with some tragic losses. So it was different. So as I bring all of this into color, Bree's world was always symmetrical, right? And controlled. And so this piece right here represents me letting go control, because, healing doesn't happen in straight lines. It happens in splashes. So this can represent my healing journey. So right now, how I took the individual colors and slapped them on and, made it all grungy and, all the things. And this can kind of represent the Bree, the life that Bree would not approve of, I can say. Slapping this paint on paper like this with no plan and no tidy brush strokes, just letting it bleed and drip and just be all messy. Bree wouldn't approve. The perfectionist in the art world would not approve. The one who needs the straight lines. Oh, let's see. Oh, let's use yellow. Wait, Barb said a color earlier. Let's see. I can't remember. Oh, that orange. We should have used that. Lots of babies born. Oh yeah, lots of babies. That's what I was trying. My way of saying, they fell in love again. Okay, straight lines. This is Bree. Bree wants straight lines. Some people want straight lines. You gotta do it with straight lines, and you can't get your hands dirty. You can't do none of that. Gotta have straight lines. You gotta wait for it to dry before you add something else, right? You can't just go and plop it in. It can't be this way. You can't do this. It needs to be straight lines, right? Y'all hear me? My grass needs to be mowed in straight lines, right? That's the control, right? So But there's more than paint. This is just practice letting go. And I learned how to do that when slapping paint on paper was born. Just let it go. Just slap the paint on the paper. Like, this is really turning out beautiful. Life will turn out great if you just let go of the control. So let's go into the control versus connection, right? Bree wanted control so badly, but the tighter she held on to it, the more disconnected she became. The kids pulled away. The husband, he resented her so much so he went and started having an affair with the neighborhood slut. And still, she clung to the idea that perfect was the only way to be loved. I can relate to that too. But here's the truth: control and love can't share the same space. One squeezes out the other, will expand. One will squeeze out the other. You can't have them both, right? So let me ask you this, and be honest with yourself here, whether you put it in the chat or not. Where are you gripping so tightly that you're losing touch with the people you love? What would happen if you loosen the grip just a smidge? For me, myself over here, I felt like if I let go a little bit, that 10%, let's say if I let go 10%, I felt like it was going to turn into 20%. Or if I felt like if I let go of that 10% was going to be something that I wanted, something that, like my kitchen right now, today, Karen, I only want my kitchen to be clean. Anywhere in my kitchen. Right now, I'm having to let go of that because why? The kitchen rug stays dirty and it's driving me crazy. So the best way to undo that is to not care about it. But the other side of me, and this is control versus the connection in my brain, if I just let go and not try to control it, well, maybe it'll be clean. Well, over the last September was my whole month of doing this test, and it didn't get clean. So I've let go of all the rooms in my house except for the kitchen, and the kitchen is the one place that I want to be clean. So I figured I let go all of the other rooms control and thinking that it would be better. I let go completely. I didn't loosen it. I let go. Right? You got that? I let go. And I realized even this morning, October the 1st, that my rug is filthy. Both of them. And the floor. So what did I do? I was just like, oh, no worries. Not stressing over it. The old Karen, OMG, would have thrown a whole hissy fit. And would have. And would have. But now, the only place that I pretty much go off about how things look is right here in my studio. I don't even worry about the inside anymore. And November is coming up. We're having company over for dinner. Like, we always do it big. I definitely still do my Bree thing for Thanksgiving. Definitely. And so, but I'm not putting on that big theatrical show because, I spent all that time in the kitchen and spent all that time doing table settings and people just move the table set. I'm just like, okay, we're just going to cook the food. And I'm not worried about all that other stuff. Nobody was worried about it but me. So if you're watching, if you're on Team Replay, before we keep going, Team Replay, I want to invite you into something brand new over here in our membership community. We have a membership community now, right? There's more than just, it's more than just a group for me. It's where a conversation like this keep going when the cameras are turned off. Like when I'm not doing the live, we're not in the chat. It's where we can show up messy, vulnerable, imperfect, and still be celebrated. It's where we're gonna journal together, paint together, do some tutorials together. We're gonna get on Zoom together. We're gonna walk this healing journey together. If you've ever wished you had a safe place to take off the mask, this is it. So Team Replay, if you're not subscribed to the channel, do hit that subscribe button, that bell notification all, and hit that join button because it's there now because it's our membership community. This link right there, when you hit that join, it's waiting for you. Step on in, hit that button. Be part of something that reminds you you're not alone. And we get to do this together. We do. So, but yeah, now back to, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go a little further. And y'all know me, I'm very, very, very transparent. Because I can relate to Bree when I was raising the kiddos. And then I thought about it. It's like, nope, not even raising the kiddos. Even after the kiddos were pretty much still grown. Um, and I always say life after my daughter's death because I think her committing suicide really was one of those things that put my life out there and made me. It took me about 3 years to get back up because remember I told you guys, my children was my everything. So even though my marriage failed, relationship failed, my children. And so when my daughter committed suicide, that just spoke volume and made me feel like, oh my God, I was just not a good parent. Now keep in mind, my daughter was good grown, but I was still taking the responsibility until I finally read her suicide letter that she left me. And that made me get up and really hone in on the fact that everything in this life is not about you, and this is not about you. That was the last part she put on there, right? So it's one of the things that I let go. I didn't loosen the reins of my children. I let go because God, when you have those children, they cut the cord for a reason, right? And so I went back and keep in mind, when my daughter died, my granddaughter died, I still had one, two, three, four children that were under 16. So we had the twins. No, we had Joshua, who was in the 10th grade, 11th grade, 10th grade. The twins were in, no, Joshua was in the 11th grade. The twins were in the 10th grade. And then Andrew was in elementary school. No, I think he was in the, yeah, elementary school. Elementary school. So I couldn't take care. I felt like I couldn't take care of them because I felt like I was a failure. Because why? I felt like my daughter had committed suicide. So I felt there's a part of me that what am I going to do? And remember, when you get on an airplane, they tell you to take care of yourself first, right? They tell you to put the mask on yourself first. That's a real thing. And after that, I needed to take care of me. I needed to be able to open up my heart and my mind and know that I wasn't going to fail these children, that I was still a good mother, right? So after all of that time and, going through my self reflection, retreating to Germany, I realized that, again, it wasn't my doing, it was her doing. She was an adult, she did what she wanted to do. Um, And then, part of me saying, what if she did that if she was still younger? Like, I still feel bad. I had to forgive myself. The transformation through truth was something that I had to really face head on. And when I looked at, Bree, eventually Bree had to face her truth that she wasn't perfect. Her marriage wasn't perfect. Her kids weren't perfect. And in those cracks, something powerful happened. She started to grow, just like I did. It's the same thing. The truth hurts, but it also heals, right? The moment we stop pretending, we start breathing again. And that was where it was for me. I had to ask myself some hard questions. I had to ask myself, like, the truth, what was the truth that I was afraid of, right? I had to ask myself, what would healing look like if I stopped pretending, right? Those transformational truths saved my whole sanity. And that's why I like to call them now. I'm very transparent. They're unfiltered truths, which is another thing why I say I'm not for everybody. Because sometimes to see me, hey, Dana, excuse me, the sinuses are getting worse, which means the medicine is really stopping up my sinuses. But the one thing, being authentic about your journey is what helps other people. That's why when Carrie shared her story in the chat, Julie shared her story, Saul shared her story. That's what it means to show up as your authentic self. You're not trying to put on airs for other people, right? You're not trying to live a life with straight lines. You've accepted the fact that there's some mess on the journey, and there's some beauty on the journey. right? It's not going to be beautiful flowers every day. Sometimes it will be straight lines, but sometimes it won't be. Sometimes we're going to have to get through the mess. And the leaves don't always show up to be beautiful, right? So sometimes I want you to ask yourself, this question. Do you have to stop pretending to be something? And if you're on team replay, if put in the comment section, oh yeah, I can relate to that. Or no, I can't relate to that. I mean, it's cool. It's not something that I expect everybody to say I can relate, but I think most of us can relate to wanting to have a life that is straight lines, no mess. The kids show up great. The husband show up great. He's on point. He doesn't say anything crazy out of his mouth. I think we all, some way, shape, form, or fashion, somewhere on our journey, have wanted these things, right? But check this out. We spent we spent time together, and we've talked about Bree Vandekamp, the perfect pie maker, the perfect hostess, the woman whose world looked flawless on the outside, but her soul was cracking on the inside. Maybe you saw yourself in her. Maybe. Maybe you felt that sting of recognition. Maybe. I'm telling you my story because I did. That you too have worn the mask of perfection. I did. But you don't have to live in the prison of performance. You don't have to trade peace for polish. I want you to have peace. That's why the studio is called Create Joy Studio. This session, this season, I want you to step into your authentic self so that you can be a very authentic person, right? Each week, I'm going to step into each one of these housewives. This week, we step deep into Bree because why? I can relate to Bree raising 7 children, a failed marriage, a failed relationship, a daughter who committed suicide. I can relate to Bree. Once you can't hide your life anymore, you have to just really accept who you are. You can't just keep wanting everything to be straight lines and beautiful flowers. Sometimes the bull crap hits the fan. Y'all know what I'm saying. And y'all know what they say when it hit the fan, usually who's ever in line is going to get it slapped on them. Hey, April, what's up, Mama Juju? I can relate to that. But in the past, I thought I had to be who other people expected me to be. I had something in me that wanted to people please. That people pleasing spirit is it's a real deal. That was along with my perfectionism because and then if I invited you to dinner if you didn't come, I took it personal. It had to be something about me and my children that you didn't want to come hang out at my house. Now I could give a flying flip, California flip. I don't care. If you don't want to come to my house, it's cool. More food for somebody else to eat, right? I have in-laws that in the beginning of my marriage, it's just like, oh my God, what is about me? Like, why do you not like me? I am the best thing that came along. Why do you not like me? Now I'm over here saying, I don't give a damn if you like or don't like me. It doesn't matter, right? You got to get to the place where you can accept the mess and then turn it into something beautiful. Because life isn't always full of straight lines. It is not always full of straight lines. But you look at these colors and you look at this. You look at every color that I've used, all in its own separate place. And then it turns into this beautifulness. I still don't cope if someone is angry at me. Julie, I'm there too. I mean, I'm better. But what I do self-talk. I be like, Karen, they're not angry with you. They're really angry with themselves. And that's just how it works out for me now. I don't take anything personal anymore. What I will do is ask you, I'll be like, Julie, why do you think I'm angry with you? And we're going to dialogue about it if you want to dialogue about it. Most of the time, people, when you go and question them about whatever the situation is, you find out it's not even what you thought it was, right? And that's usually what it spanned out for me in my life. I'm so happy I start doing that. I don't know what to do. Okay, where is? Oh, that's not what I want. Oh, I want. Oh, I sound like God now. Going under the desk. Oh, looky, I found my poppy things. Yay! When you're not looking for one thing, you find something else. I knew I had some more. Let's put them up here. Okay, we're gonna turn. This here is just. It's gonna get gooder and gooder. But the other thing I really, 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 really had to learn is that people show up for themselves, and they show up for whoever they want to first, right? I knew I wasn't gonna get it, but now I start asking myself, the question of, Karen, what could you have done better? Or Karen, what could you have done to make that not turn out the way it did? Or, and most of the time it's if I would have used my voice. Because majority of the time it was a time when I was silent and people said whatever the hell they wanted to say around me, and then I ignored it and I just let it kind of, be like water on a duck's back and be like, oh, okay. But now, baby, we gonna have a little interaction right now. We gonna talk about this thing. I would try and keep that in mind. Also to know I am not responsible for other people's reactions. You are absolutely not, which is the reason why I start doing self-talk. Because I needed to talk myself off that ledge that it's not me. It's them. And it wasn't for them, it was for me. Like I need you let people live in your head for rent free. And I let some folk live in my head for some years rent free. You hear me? Rent free. They ain't even pay. They ain't pay wasn't paying me no attention. So I took my power back. Now, let me tell y'all, some people ain't happy with that. It's just like, oh my goodness, you just say whatever. No, I'm just saying what's the truth. Like before, my face used to say it all. The look on my face, but now the words come out my mouth. Ask Mr. McCoy, he'll tell you. He'll be like, oh my goodness, you just the woman I married, and it really. I thought I had to bring out a little old school of who I am now, based off of who I was trying to be. Because if you show up with this perfectionism, then you'll be all right. Like they'll see the beauty in you. If someone has a problem with me, it's their problem, not mine. This is true. So we have Thanksgiving coming up, which is, like I said, last year I think we had almost, what, 50 something people at the house. We usually do friends and family every year. I didn't do it this year because we went on a cruise. Almost 100 people will be here on the ranch. And, a part of me would feel bad because, certain parts of, well, not my family, William's family wouldn't show up, wouldn't show up, wouldn't show up. And I just, that was just like, would be sad. And then when we moved here, I was just like, what the hell with people? You got to come to my house. I'm okay. And once I got that mindset, I feel so much better. Hey, Bernadette. Because I have a Bernadette in my life. I have Carrie in my life. I have April, Julie. We got Dana. Who else is in here? We got Saul. God replaced people. And you have people that respect and love you from where you are. And then you have people that don't judge you. And I think that was the one thing I was scared of, is I didn't like people judging me. And then when my son was murdered, that was like, oh my God, I'm out there now. It's like, okay, God, can't reel it back in now. And that was the last straw that broke the last camel's back. It's just like, you know what? The hell with this. I don't want to do none of this no more. And ever since I've just let go, I feel so much better. And I get to show up and be very authentic with you guys. I ain't got to be sitting over here trying to be something that I ain't. or trying to hold on to a facade that I started a year ago that I couldn't hold. Nope. From the time I started going live up until now. Now, I will say my heart is healed a little bit more. I'm not as angry as I was then, I'm not as angry. And I'm trying to forgive, because I do have to forgive the people that were responsible for my son's death. So I'm working on that, which is healing, which is definitely moving forward in the right direction. In the meantime, am I telling people to go to hell? It is, with gasoline draws on. Because if you come across me and you want to try to steal my joy, steal my peace, make my life a living hell because yours is a living hell, I don't want no parts of it. I've done all that for myself. Been there, done that. Don't want to do it no more. I'll holler at you later. See you later. Bye. That kind of thing. All right. Life. All these flowers represent life. I hope y'all ready. We're finna be ready for where I'm finna go, because I'm finna go there. Life is not full of lines. You saw how we cut off that? Sometimes some things get cut off, right? Still beautiful. You still show up, right? And then sometimes life comes along and just serves you up something that you don't understand how you're going to ever recover. Life sometimes comes along and, as Carrie said earlier, knocks you to where you're rock bottom. And it doesn't show up in the sense of, hey, I'm on the way. It doesn't send a I'm coming so you can RSVP. No. Life just shows up and it starts slapping. And it's not very mindful of what it does. It's just messing up your world. Just messing it up. And you're just like, oh my God, how can I survive this? And then you go over there. And then you survive. How am I going to survive that? Oh, well, they see this. They see that. Oh, what? Life shows up. Life doesn't care. Life doesn't care that you're trying to be perfect today. Life doesn't care that you want the people to see the beauty in you. Life just shows up and knocks you to your knees and messes up your white furniture, messes up your clean car. That's it. This is your life on paint. This was my life. This is how slapping paint on paper got started. I'm trying to tell y'all. It's just like, oh my goodness. Need the lines to be a little bit bigger so I don't color outside the lines. No, who cares about coloring outside the lines? Who cares? Not me. Life doesn't care either. Life just shows up and says, I'm here. Deal with me. You want to act like life is perfect? You want to act like you got everything together? Okay, well, here I am. What are you going to do? There you go. This represents life after divorce, life after the breakup of a relationship, life after the loss of my daughter and granddaughter, life after murder of my son. This represents letting go of perfectionism. The old me would not dare have painted these beautiful flowers and covered them up. Would not. They were flawless the way they look. But how many of you know you can't be trying to hold on to the perfectionism thinking that it's going to be great and grand? Sometimes you just got to let it go. Don't worry about it. Right? Because Bree's, her life, her relationship unraveled. Her marriage failed. Her obsession with her appearance pushed people away. She left more than once standing in an immaculate kitchen, but feeling utterly alone. I left each situation feeling broken and utterly alone. Bree faced scandal and shame. In season 8, it tells us Bree gets pulled into a major storyline where she covers up the murder with the other housewives. That stresses almost destroys her. She spirals into depression, drinking heavily, and even considering ending her own life. Can't relate to all of that with Bree, but the drinking and the depression after my daughter and granddaughter, I would put Grandma Ye in my coffee, go to work because I needed to just have something, a little bit of numbness. And then I realized I was doing what my mother had did. I was doing what my father had did. I was doing what my stepfather had did. And it's just like, oh no. And then I go to the doctor and they're just like, well, you're just depressed. Here, take these pills. Oh, hell no. Definitely not doing that. Right? But the one thing I didn't consider taking my own life, did I pray before I went to bed? Lord, just take me so I don't have to live with this pain? Yes, I did. This is what life looks like. When you're trying to be perfect, sometimes life is just going to show up and it's going to do what it's going to do. It's going to be devastating, but it's also a turning point somewhere in there, right? Bree hit rock bottom. For a woman obsessed with perfectionism, she found herself in situations where everything was exposed. Her mistakes, her reputation, her control. It was devastating. But it was also, in the storyline, her turning point. For me, my son and daughter's death, it was a turning point for let go of some of the stuff, right? So when you look at Perfect Housewife, who once cared about how image ends up standing in the mess, public, sometimes just let it go. Just let it go. Just let it go. And that in itself is very powerful. Letting go is powerful. Acknowledging that it hurts is very powerful. Now, we ain't done with these. We ain't done with these. Because even though life shows up and you think that the beauty is gone, it's still there. You're still beautiful. You're still this person that loves all the things. All right. We're going to have to let these dry because what I'm going to do with these, I'm going to turn them into cards. It's still going to turn into something beautiful. For sure. But they're going to be backgrounds now. Like so much so that you could take, and this is another example of how you just take the messes of life and what they could do or whatever. We could take, let's see, we could take a girl, put her, oh yeah, let's do that. And for all y'all that didn't know, or if you haven't paid attention to my shorts, or if you're not following me on Instagram, I am in love with my scanning cut. My scanning cut is amazing. I don't even understand how the scanning cut has not been my friend before now. Put gasoline jar. Yep, with gasoline. I want to burn and burn well. Don't come back. Let's see, maybe where we go. Go there. There. Oh, I like that one right there. And then let's put a sentiment on her real quick. Let's see what this one says. Travel the world to find the beauty. No, that doesn't speak to the mess. A little magic can take you a long ways. That could speak to the mess. There we go. So even when life shows up and kind of knocks you around, you still can make beauty out of it. And that's what I like. That's why slapping paint on paper really, really, really got started. Because I took my life and where I was broken, busted, and disgusted, trying to figure out what was next. And what they would ask me, because we would be on Zoom. This was during COVID. And they would be like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I'm just like, oh, I'm just over here slapping paint on paper. And that's how it all got started. Because that's literally what I would be doing, slapping paint on paper. So now I understand my assignment. I understand what God was saying you need to share. Because the people that have, sent me emails or, sent me messages. It's like, oh, I can relate. That's just how it is. There are other people going through what you're going through. Oh, that's a bigger one. What a wonderful thought that some of the best days are yet to come. Oh, that one speaks. Let's put that there. Oh, and let's see. She says she want to come into play. Well, let's rip it a little bit. Just rip it. And sit that. See how it just drops down and be like, just put me right there. Put me in, coach. Just put me in. Make a little cluster there. And there we go. Let's put her right there. So what's everybody doing? It's Wednesday. I can't believe it's Wednesday, October the 1st. Saturday is World Card Making Day. Sunday, I will be going live. We will be doing a hop. Friday, Saturday. Wait, yeah. Well, Dana and I will be live Friday. Saturday and Sunday will be the hop. Oh, did I put the link? Oh, I do already have my thumbnail up. So you can click on the thumbnail, notify me. And when they put up the links to everybody that's going to be on the hop, then I will put it in my description box so that you can follow along. We need one more girl. These are too big. Maybe that one. If y'all hear Sienna Grace, she's a guest in the studio today. She's over here playing with her toy. I wanted her. She was taking a nap, but Lauren started barking and woke her up. Oh, I called her name. She sat down and looked at me like, "Oh, my bad." And I was looking at, oh, and this is another person. I was looking at Gaz's channel, Gaz, handcrafted by Gaz, G-A-Z, Gareth. I was binge watching him. Love his channel. And somewhere in here, we're going to start making some stencils. Oh, that's beautiful. Hold on, guys. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Okie dokie, I'm back. We just had to get that out of the way. Oh, and then the other thing. So, yeah, enjoyed going over to his channel, watching some of his videos. Oh, let's put sparkle. Yes, we can sparkle. Sparkle. It's a verb. Shine brightly with flashes of light. Be vivacious and witty. Oh, let's see. Does this want to go? Maybe her. Let's maybe put her right there. Oh, and since we found our pop-ups, let's put that on there. Let's get our glue. We're going to commit. Because even though life shows up and we're trying to be perfect over here and make sure that all the corners of the bed are perfect, the mattress, I mean the what's that? The bed cover is perfect, nothing is out of line. Sometimes we just have to roll with the punches. And it doesn't mean that we're not beautiful, doesn't mean we're not worthy, doesn't mean none of the things that we tell ourselves. I'm giving you permission to show up in your greatness. Look at that. Oh, see how we turn that into something just beautiful. Look at that. Ah, what a wonderful thought that some of the best days are yet to come. And when you think about if you just let go of all of the foolishness, all of it, you still come out with something beautiful. Look at that. Even though life slapped some blue across the beautiful flowers, it still turned up great. And that's what I have personally learned over here in on my journey. Okay, let's pull this one up. So letting go of the perfectionism, letting go of feeling some type of way because maybe the objectives or the goals that I had when my children were born, and then when they had some spark of, oh, they're going to be this or they're going to be that, or even when they said they were going to be this or they were going to be that, I still love them through all of the stuff, right? But then the outside, when I had to open the door and the outside had to come inside and see what was inside and see that the white couch was really dirty. I had to say, you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm still here. We're still great. And a little magic can take you a long way. Look at that. Just beautiful. Because when the doors are open and the people see all the foolishness inside, that's normally when you can consider the perfectionist over. Because the story that they're going to tell, I think you would rather write your own storyline. And that's what I started doing. After my daughter and granddaughter, I wrote my own book. After my son, I wrote another book. So after two pivotal points in my life, I showed up for myself first. So therefore, if people wanted to talk about my son's death, my daughter's death, it didn't matter to me. I didn't feel judged anymore. I didn't care. Oh, I put that one too low. No worries. We're not going to worry about it. Can we do this? Maybe let's put that there. We can do that. Let's do that. So if you're on Team Replay, or if you're on the live and you are trying to figure out, like, what in the world? We're doing a series for the month of October. I will be live every single day for October in celebration of my son's anniversary. Saturday will be 6 years since my son has been gone on, and I am celebrating, not crying. I don't know how I'll feel each day because usually when October comes, it comes in. It comes in different. Each year has been different. But this year, I'm doing what I did last year because last year I had a ball. Because I look forward to showing up. Because last year I made a journal. So this year, I don't know if I'm going to make a journal. Not sure. But I know we're talking about these Desperate Housewives. Monday and Wednesday, we're going to go deep with each one of them individually, though. But if you're on Team Replay, Team Replay. If you're not subscribed to the channel, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button and that bell notification. Let us know that you're here. Leave a comment or something on one of the videos. Go binge one of the playlists. That way, let me tell you what that does. That lets YouTube know that you did subscribe. You meant to be here. And then they won't unsubscribe you. Because y'all do know, if just because you get a subscribe, and then if people don't engage in some way, shape, form, or fashion, YouTube, after a couple days, will take the subscribe back. Because it's just like I woke up one morning, I had 992. And then I woke up Monday morning, and I was at 989. And the only thing I can see is what they say is true. If you don't engage with the channel, not that you got to be in the chats on the live, but maybe hit that thumbs up button, share the video, and that lets them know that you're not a computer. You're not just somebody that's out here, because y'all know people are trying to get their way into monetization faster. I'm not. I'm trying to get here as fast as God wants me to, which means that I have to show up and be me. And if I do I do a live twice a week. And if I only get one subscriber each week, then that's what God intended for me to get. And I'm okay with that. But the thing I wanted, we already have. We have the membership. That's what I wanted most, was the membership. Because after we get members only videos, you get, tutorials for sure. Go deeper into the watercoloring. It's where we can do it a little bit better. We get pop on Zooms. We get to do a little bit more over on the membership. And so if you are, what's that thing? Not a subscriber, subscribe right now. Hit that subscribe button, that bell notification. Because next week we're going to be talking about another housewife. And in the meantime, you get to enjoy as a member, you get to enjoy all the things. Hey, Maddie. Oh, you're back. Welcome back. I won't sing for you because Lord knows I can't do it. But you get to enjoy the benefits. There'll be different benefits of being a part of the membership group as opposed to being on the lives or just my channel. And people probably be like, "Oh my God, you do so much on here. What else could you do?" Believe it or not, there's so much more. So much more. It's just like the women of Wisteria Lane were had a lot to give. So do I. Right? Okay, we got that. We got that. We need one there. Oh, let's put her over here. Gotta put something on there. Sienna Grace looking up like, are we going outside? Travel? No, I don't want that one. It's like, no. Oh, and then we're gonna hold on tight to your dreams. Oh yes, yes. That's another thing the women of what's that thing? Wisteria Lane. They held on tight to their dreams. As I tell you, if Bree didn't hold on tight to being a perfectionist, even when her husband on the show was dying, having a heart attack, she had to make the bed. And he downstairs having a heart attack. Even though her boyfriend was poisoning him. What was that noise? Must be Lauren. Oh, and the update on Lauren. Lauren is walking a little bit better. That one leg that has bone on bone. It's still a little, but I can definitely tell there's a difference since she's been getting those meds, taking those pills. Excuse me. I can't glue something, but yeah. So Maddie, she's doing a little bit better. She's actually hadn't been in the studio. She's been walking out around the ranch more. Excuse me. Okay, we got her. She got her. Got her. Everybody's committed. Yep. Now we're gonna do her. I like this piece of paper on there. All right. Let's drop that right there. Boop, boop. And we're not worried about covering stuff up. Let's cover it up because we're being covered in our time. All right, let's see what this would say. Not all who wander are lost. This is true. Yeah, she's improving. We just know that still it's not going to be a 100%, but I would say from being where she was, she's improved about 20%. And that's why, so here in the studio today is, what's your name? Sienna Grace. Sienna Grace is in the studio today because she has a hot spot. And she's had several, so I got her in the studio so she can just cool down because her whole body was hot, literally. Nose was hot. So she's hanging out here in the studio to the point to where her body, I can even feel before I got on the live, she feels a little cooler. And y'all know if dogs get hot spots, it can be a very, 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 very bad. Simon got real hot. We learned that from him. But this weekend, Mr. McCoy is going to insulate their doghouse so their air conditioner will keep the air in and their heaters will keep the heat in. Okay. Oh, Maddie, I got something to show you. Since you're back. Oh, a sneeze is coming on, guys. I'm saying excuse me ahead of time if it pops out. I can feel it. Oh, it's driving me crazy. Don't you hate the tickle of a sneeze? Oh, that doesn't go with that. We'd have to find another one. She kind of colors up the flowers. Doesn't matter. Sometimes life covers up things. Yeah. That's a pretty flower, though. Yep, some things are pretty. Boom, there we go. And let's put a sentiment on that. Let's see what we got. It's not what you look at what that matters, but what you see. Ooh. We're not going to worry about cover. We're going to cover it up. There we go. We're not worrying. Oh, see how I'm having problems covering it up? Cover it up, Karen. Drop it. Drop it. Let it go. Okay, hold on. Let me get it so I can show you. Let me get it because we're done with these. I think that was a great representation of not worried about being a perfectionist. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I gotta go get it, gotta go get it. I'm gonna slap some more paint on some paper, so let's move these puppies to the side. The sentiments are awesome. Thank you. These are those Tim Holtz ones I got. I told y'all I got on sale at that Hobby Lobby. I love them, but when I went back for some more, they weren't there. I knew I put. Wait, oh, this is the wrong thing. I'm digging in the wrong thing. Oh, y'all remember I showed y'all those books that I had last week that I got from the dollar store? That's. I need to put things on the inside, but I just kind of put some paper on the front. That Bitty Penny had did. She inspired me. Oh, my ear is. Oh, the sinuses there. It's closed. Hold on, I got the wrong box. There we go. Put you right there. So, isn't this a cute little box? Scan and cut. This is oh, this is complete joy with my scan and cut. But remember I said I was gonna do this? Let's put these on here. Remember we did these? Oh, this is my big tags I'm gonna make. I cut them out. The ones we did, we were embossing and having fun with the embossing. Oh, they are so cute. Let's see, we got more than one tag. There we go. And I did some more, I think. This is my scan and cut box. So I scanned all of these, scan and cut. I love my scan and cut. Did you hear me? Did you hear me what I said? And especially now that I got all of the stuff that I feel like I can do. Oh, I guess those were all of the birds. Yeah, that was all of them. But did they turn out great? Look, listen, Maddie, Beth had me worried too. Whatever floats your boat, whatever floats your boat. Well, this boat, Maddie, our boat is sailing away. We are sailing to Europe. That's what we're doing. This boat is gone. We are having fun with this boat. My right ear is closed. Sienna Grace, sit down. Good girl. That's a good girl. Y'all want to see Sienna Grace? Hold on. Let's see so y'all can see what's in the studio. Say hello, Sienna. You ain't gonna say nothing now? Now you're on display. You don't want to say nothing? Sit. Good girl. This is a good girl. Ah, ah. Okay, but you can't get all the way up here. Good girl. That's a good girl. Yeah, that's mommy's good girl. Yeah, that's mommy's good girl. Okay, get out. Nope, you can't get, you're not a puppy. See, this is the other thing. When they are puppies, they're in the studio, and y'all know how I put them up on the desk. And I feel like Sienna Grace feels like, I know I was up on this desk, so let me get up there. Let me see your spot. Oh, yeah, it done dried up real good. Yes, good girl. And your nose is cold. Good girl. Yes, good girl. Now get out. Go play with your toy. Go get your toy. So much so she... I had a Roddy named Chili a long time ago. Really? Go sit down. Get your toy. Yes, that's Sienna Grace. Y'all know I love the color sienna. So her name is Sienna. But so yeah, back to scan and cut. Love, love, love. You can't go outside yet. We'll go outside when we finish. We don't have that much more time. Because we're going to be on for right at almost 2 hours. Okay. Sorry, typos. Look at. And then we're going to do a little bit. And I figured out how to, like I wanted the bird to come out. So this one, it cut close, real close. And that's okay. But look at this one. This is one that we embossed. This one got embossed. This one. What do you want, girl? Hold on, guys. Be right back. Okay, we're back. Come on. Get it over here. Here. I had to get her a little snack. I'll help her sit down. All right, we're back. All right. I'm going to look at the replay, see what I missed. The birds came out terrific. Karen, do you still feel you need a tutorial for embossing? Or you got it? Well, I don't know, Maddie. The question is, what else is there? I think there's always room for some more knowledge. But this bird turned out beautiful. I do need to play with some embossing more, but I don't know. I get the gist of it. And being that these birds cut out like they did and came out so pretty, I'm just gonna say we're good. But I know that you can teach me something else, Maddie. I know you can. I'm not gonna say you can't. Let's see. So this box is everything that I've did use with the scan and cut so far. And I'm just enjoying the scan and cut. But there's no but. It's just a great tool. And the other thing that I'm going to do after, like I said, listening at Gas talk about on his channel this morning, one of the ones I was looking at, he did, oh my God, Maddie, he did this. Maddie, do you follow Gas Handcraft? I think it's called Handcrafted. Let me see. I'll put his Handcrafted by Gas. I think that's what it's called. Let me go to my history so I can see. And guys, if you're coming in or if you're here and you haven't hit that thumbs up, do hit that thumbs up button. Because something about the analytics lets you know, YouTube know that there are people here, people have come, and all the things. And do share the video because that could be something that lets YouTube know also that you are here and engaging on this platform and you're not a robot. I wish there was a button that we can push that says, oh, I'm not a robot. I think you caught on quickly, but I'll put together a tutorial. Well, see, Maddie, now that was one of the things I can say. Yes, you are subscribed to Gas. Okay, he did a video a month ago. I think it was a month ago. And on that video, he was talking about, well, he said he was going to, on his scan and cut, he was going to make stencils, or he was going to do something about stencils. And that was a month ago. I hadn't seen an updated video. But I saw something somewhere on YouTube. I can't remember. I'm going to have to go back in my history and see. But basically looking at after the scan and cut does its thing, you pretty much have a stencil. So that was, I was like, oh my goodness. So I'm going to use some of that Yupo paper, Yupo paper, and I'm going to see what we can do. But Maddie, I think other people will also like to see a tutorial on embossing. Oh, Julie, when she does it, she puts it on her channel. Y'all need to go check Maddie out. Maddie got some things. Maddie got me over here doing a lot of things that I'm doing. I love her inspiration. She's very inspiring, even though she probably would say she's not, but she is, which is another one of those things we as women don't give ourselves credit first. But what I told y'all, when you wake up in the morning, you say, oh, I'm the best thing that God woke up this morning. And is. So I learned the embossing. Well, the way I learned embossing was watching that Gina K. That's why I got all this stuff I got, Maddie. Gina K. And Gina K said especially when she did embossing with the cards and the things, and I got all of the stuff. And I was like, oh my goodness. But at the time, I feel like there was still a part that wasn't clicking in my brain. It was definitely user error. It was not, I can probably go back to that video I looked at um 5 years ago and be like, yeah, I missed that whole step right there, or either I didn't think that was important. You know, it's kind of like algebra. But yeah, so that's what that was. And then too, y'all know how I like to go against the grain. I like to just be like, oh, well, let's just see how this works. But embossing, I hadn't done that. I hadn't really pulled out embossing since it's been a while. I feel like I needed this on. Sienna Grace, did you eat all your apple? Here, there's another one. Go sit down. Go over there and get it. I have a tutorial on making a stencil by embossing. See what I'm saying? Maddie got it all. I'm gonna have to go and get that. But the one that I did was, where is it? Sit here. Sit down. Sit right there. Oh, where is it? Oh, I know I put it right here. Sit down, girl. Here, there's your apple. There you go. So these right here, as a matter of fact, let's get this. And let's get this. Oh, I didn't throw that one away. Oh, there's my bleeds. This is what I was thinking about. I am still upset that Stampendius deleted their embossing enamel. No, it is a different company that makes it. Oh, I don't know nothing about that. But look at this. Is this not? I can already see this on my jelly plate. Already see it. And I was like, oh. So, Maddie, I'm going to have to go check that video out. But these right here, but let me back up. Hold on. Let me back up. Let me back up. I love Dina Wakley's big tags, but I'm just like, you know what? I don't have to buy them. And that's what I have enjoyed, Maddie, watching, going, on your channel, is the knowledge. Like, you talk about the things. And for the people that want to know all the things, you give them all the information. And so some of the times I'm sitting there and I'm just like, oh, okay, well, maybe that's why that didn't work. So I've backed into some of the things and I'm just like, oh, okay, that makes sense, right? So I'm just gonna go kind of make my own tag. This is my tag template. If you know me, you know I don't do too much with wait, if you emboss that entire sheet of circles, it can become a stencil. If you emboss, wait now, Maddie, wait a minute. Now, see, that's why in my membership we're gonna have Zoom sessions, because like right about now, I'll be like, wait, Maddie, what you mean? Okay, so if I emboss, and in order to emboss this, I would have to stamp, put clear. What am I putting? So what am I putting on it to make it? Well, I'm gonna think about that one. Where's my scissors? Welcome back, Julia. We had to go out. Sienna Grace needed to step outside real quick. I think she's really kind of, I think she's a little, because she's usually in the doghouse in her crate. So I think she's kind of like, oh, I like hanging out over here. And I like for her to be over here too, but I just don't be wanting to talk to her all the time. I want her to take a nap. You know how we want the kiddos to take a nap? Excuse me. My ear is opening up. So these are not to be perfect. We're not caring about them being perfect. We're just getting the gist of them because we're going to cover it. Okay, stamp with clear versifying. Wait, versifying. Stamp with clear. Is that the... Move. Move. Oh, that's Versamark. Wait, Versifying. You mean Versaclear? So I would have to get Versifying. Look, I had a moment. So I would have to get this in clear. Oh, Versamark. Oh, okay, that's the one I just had. Okay, let me pull that back out. Okay, Versamark. We got Versamark. All right, all right. Okay. Stamp with clear Versifying. Cover it. Then add the powder all over and heat. Oh snap. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. All right, let's go on and finish cutting these out. So this is another way, guys. If you don't have those, you want cards, you want the big old cards, create your own. Now this one I'm cutting out happens to be watercolor. Why? Because I'm a watercolorist, and any way that I can add freebies to stuff, I like to. So there we go. We got, it's not perfect, but we've given up on perfectionists. We have. Versamark is, oh, it is. Look, I didn't even know that. See what I'm saying? See how Maddie dropping gems in the chat? So you know if she doing that in the chat, you know her videos is bomb fire. And that's a good one, not a bad one. Sorry I left to a bro. I didn't even know you was gone. My daughter, the one that's pregnant, was what? Is she okay, Barb? That's what Sarah was just saying. Y'all pray for her son. When I started the live, that was the text that came through that they were going home. I didn't know the baby was in the hospital. I missed the hospital when she sent the first text. Okay. But yes, Barb, you gotta come back with us. She's okay, she's fine, she's good kind of thing. And I think that's the thing for me. I don't know when people are gone. Sienna Grace, sit down. You can't go outside. Go sit. Here, you got one more apple left. Here. All right. So we got two all watercolors. Maddie got me over here finna start something, and I'm sure finna start something. I should have warmed my tea up. So what she finna do is done told me how to do all of them. So these are the ones we're gonna do. All right. And when she say stamp it up, oh, that's good. My Ranger embossing ink pad is collapsing in on itself. I need a new. Oh, yes, thank God. But she is taking the rest of the week off. They needed to make sure she wasn't. Oh, Lord. Praise God. We will continue to pray that continues to be like she'll be good. Okay, Maddie, I'm finna ask you a question. How you know if it's inked up? Like, let me put my glasses on first of all so I can see. like normally. How would I do that? Huh. Just slide it all over. Oh, it might help if I get the daggum embossing powder and be ready to emboss. And we're using clear. She did say clear, right? By the time you come back and I see it in the chat, it probably is not the way. But at least I get the gist of it. Probably needed a piece of paper up under there. I got too excited. I did. Oh, and she said clear, so. This is Mess Up 101 live in the studio with Karen McCoy. Oh, okay. She said I can use whatever color. Okay, cool. And we're doing samples testing over here. Cause y'all know if I don't get it right, Maddie gonna be like, that's not what I said, but that looks cute though. I think it's so cute. She do a compliment in there. Be like, that's cute, but that's not what I said, do. I'll never forget them little girls. She's like, yeah, those are cute, but that's not the question I was asking. I love it though. Gotta love it. And it works for somebody like me that enjoys the compliment and doesn't hear you say, oh, well, you wrong, and that just sucks. Maddie affirms and then corrects. I bet your boys had great time listening at you. Or they probably didn't feel like I did. Probably could have did 2 sheets of paper. Let's do this one. I am doing this all messy. I'm quite sure I'm going to look at Maddie's video, and it's probably an easier way to do this, but I'm being a mess right now. Because I'm trying to get it on. I know you got to get it on. That's going to be interesting right there. I hear noise. You should emboss both sides. Okay. Okay. Wait, should I heat this side first and then turn it over? That's what I'm going to do. My heating gun been on the desk. Say I better there. Oh, can't turn. Oh. Oh, yeah, I can see that. Yeah. I think that was another reason why I had to stop counseling, too. I was a little bit too forward. Definitely not grief counseling. Didn't want to do it no more. It's like, how am I going to help somebody else through grief when I'm trying to get through it myself? Ooh, those are pretty. I don't think it mattered that it was clear. Oh, this is fun. I just love, let me tell you what I love about embossing. She said, don't leave white space. Yeah, it got kind of hard. I get the gist of it, so I feel like I'm gonna do it with maybe my coffee things. But what I love about embossing is you're looking at the magic, like literally right before your eyes. It's changing, and it's not asking for permission as to how it's going to work. Because, like what Maddie was saying, yeah, embossing is one thing, but knowing what to do with what. Look at that. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh, I can go back and fill it in. Okay, great, 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 great. Okay, that's good enough. Oh my goodness. I see what you're doing. I got it. See, it's adding some strength to the paper. Embossing was my gateway drug. Really? Now your gateway drug to what, Maddie? Cause oh listen, Maddie, I was looking at the Housewives last night, and I know you were saying you could kind of relate to Lynette. And Lynette did something with Tom, and now I'm looking at the part where Tom comes up and Tom got this baby. And I'm just like, why did that just bubble up? Oh, it's the thing I got under it to made it separate. I need to do a new desk covering anyway. Um, and old crazy in the supermarket done killed the baby mama and Lynette. I was just like, oh my goodness. I definitely can't see this being Maddie. But you did say some parts, not all parts. But Lynette was something, she was very much so something else, but she was bossy too. But she was a little controlling. Oh, the paper crafting. Gotcha. But I can feel it because then when I do the other side is going to become just as sturdy as this side. But look at that. Is that not beautiful? Oh, let's get to the other side. Let's see, where we go get to the good part. But this right here, I'm going to go on and hit this because it's on here now. Remember I said life doesn't show up perfect all the time? I haven't even cut these out on the Cricut yet. I mean, on the Scan and Cut yet. But and Maddie, I've already gone into my Cricut design space to go back and pull up some stuff that I wanted before. Like, and it didn't work in my Cricut, or I couldn't get it to put a circle, whatever it was. And I've even showed my daughter, like, the design, I mean, the Cricut Scan and Cut. And she's just like, oh, I might have to send you some stuff. You cut it up. Sit down. Nobody's out there. Ooh, Julie Parker. Yes. Well, listen, the easy part, the thing I'm not worried about, that's going to be pretty. It wasn't even meant to be that way. I haven't even cut these out. That's going to be pretty. So the good part about this stencil, I mean, the way I got this was from those clocks. When I cut the clocks out, so definitely print out another one. These clocks, the different sizes in these clocks, is how I got that. How I got that. So perfecto. Love it. So you're absolutely right. I'm just print out another one. And we will do a since Maddie just how we did this, I get it to just maybe rub down that side and then put the and then down this side and then put the but be ready on the desk. Like I what's that tissue paper is normally what I would use. And then like when she said to flip it over and then you flip it over and then put the Versamark on that one, then flip it back over, right? And so then it'll all get done a little bit. I can see it being done differently. So, yeah, and I already got, boom, we ready. We ready. We ready, Julie. Look at that. Hoo-hoo. buddy. And this one, I'm going to do the other one that I had over here. Where did I do with it? It's right here. The birds. Because I was looking at the birds and this one. So I was just like, oh, but look at that bird. You can see that bird. You can do that. So already, I'm loving everything about the scan and cut. I'm just it's easy to do. It's not hard at all. And so let me tell you something. So I'm gonna have to send Dawn a message because y'all know she's not on social media anymore. So I can let her know I love my scan and cut because she's gone off of social media. So we'll let her know. Um, but yeah, so I'm going to definitely get me some tissue paper, lay it out, and whenever I get them, and I'm gonna print the other one out so I can have two. But I do like these circles, right? And these circles can be my stencil to put on my, and I'm assuming since Maddie told me to do this with the embossing, that's going to protect the like it's going to be a stencil. It's going to protect it. It's not going to be paper. Hey, Di, how are you? Sienna Grace, there's nobody in there. Sienna keep running to the door. She's like, what time is it? No, he's not home. You don't hear him. You hear Boaz. Yes, very user friendly. Right. Cool, cool, cool. I love it, love it, love it. I love it. Oh, gonna have fun with that. It is. What was I finna do? Oh, so the other thing was with this one. I had look. See, we squirreled a little bit, just a little bit. But we're gonna go back to our watercolor paper. Yep, watercolor paper. And we're gonna take this. And now, since Maddie got me on that kick right there, I'm going to print out my bigger butterflies so that I can have a butterfly stencil. It is. And then we're going to get that paper that Di was talking about, because that's what Gaz did his on with that kind of paper. It started with an M. I want to say Miles, but I don't think that's what it is. But cool, cool, cool. Yes, just a little bit. Yep. Not a whole bunch. We don't worry about it. Okay, that one's not going to do like we want because we didn't have all the butterflies. These stencils. Alright, there we go. Can we get a little bit there? Alright. This is watercolor paper right here. Watercolor paper. Stretch ink watercolor paper. And let's see what else we want on here. Anything else? Just butterflies. In my mind, no. Alright, let's pull back out our watercolor. Mylar, yes, that's it. Mylar paper. Oh, wrong brush. Oh, yellow. That's what we're going to use, like a yellowish orange. Just search for synthetic paper. You will cheaper. So I got a pack. So I have a pack of Yupo. Got a pack of that already. So I'm gonna use that. And then if I enjoy the process, it's a plastic used for stencil cutting stencils. Yeah. Since I have that, um, then since I have the Yuppo, then it will let me know if I enjoy the process. So remember I told you guys, if y'all go down these rabbit holes that you see us jumping down, try to get, use what you got if you already have something, but ask yourself, what is it that you're wanting to gain? Because I personally don't want to tell you to go down these rabbit holes and then you end up collecting all these things and you don't use them. I like using a makeup contour brush for that. Makeup contour brush. Makeup contour brush. And I got plenty of makeup contour brushes because y'all know I did tell y'all I was a director with Mary Kay, right? Got plenty of brushes. Using sturdier modeler is easier to create stencils. Using the scan and cut waste makes use of what you have. I bought the brushes for this purpose because, okay. Hey, Amy. How are you? Welcome to the studio. Create joy where we heal one brushstroke at a time. How you doing today? We're learning things over here. We talked about the first couple hours. We did our regular showing. Our regular time was talking about the Desperate Housewives. So we walked through there. We walked through the main character Bree. So that's where we were. The women of Wisteria Lane is what we're doing in the season of October. So October is all about what was that? Oh, it's gonna be talking about the women of Wisteria Lane. And I will be going live every day pretty much. I'm gonna say it this way. Pretty much in memory of my son. So, not sure. So, if you're not subscribed to the channel, do hit that subscribe button and that bell notification all so that you will be notified when I do go live so you can join in on the celebration. I haven't decided if I'm going to just let the creation happen randomly. Last year I created a journal. I mean, well, what was it? A junk journal. Yeah, I created a junk journal. Well, I created that last year in December for their birthday. That's what that was. Oh, this is pretty. I'm only little Lynette season 1 in my youth. Yeah, I can see that from what you said. Yeah. But Lynette, boy, I tell you, she was something. She's something else. When her and Tom started working together, I was like, oh, I didn't mean to touch that. You can't touch that. That's distress. I know, but it's okay. Just go in. Life is not perfect. Just go in. Have fun. And I can see a little of Edie. I've had my Edie days. That was when I was heartbroken and didn't care. Yeah, we're going to let these puppies just kind of slither on through. Pop that in. Boop, boop. Gabrielle. I guess I missed the part where they got divorced. So now I need to see, like, when do they get back together? And parts of me just wanted to skip ahead and be like, oh, wait, when? And Orson, Bree done married Orson. I'm like, oh, Lord, he done ran over Mike. Zach is a billionaire. Just like, what? So if you're here and you don't know what I'm talking about, for the month of October, I'm doing a series. It's called The Desperate Housewife. So on Mondays and Wednesdays, we would be digging into each character. Monday, each week rather, it would be Monday and Wednesday will be each be a character, and then we're just kind of breaking it down and like where does it relate to you in your time in life now, and where do you see yourself in 5 years? Can't remember that far back. What are talking about? What I'm talking about? Oh, Desperate Housewives. And I'm telling you, like I told Saul, if you haven't seen Desperate Housewives, just Google it. Get the Cliff Notes by letting Google break it down. What are those three slashes for? Cause each housewife on this show is called Desperate Housewife. Karen, I sent you a photo of the brushes. Okay, that we're talking about the show called, yeah, Desperate Housewife. Cause so do the series TV series from a long time ago. Yeah, yeah. So we're still talking about Desperate Housewife. Oh, never seen it. Yeah. So Google Desperate Housewives series or TV show, and that'll kind of. I mean, if you're interested, it's not a major. At the end of the day, I'm still going to go into the points of what I'm really talking about, and it's basically each character and asking yourself, how do you relate to the characters? And I'm going to break down each character because I do realize some people haven't seen it, especially my European friends. I don't even know. I'm quite sure it showed over there, but probably wasn't one of the shows that they saw. The butterflies are cute. So we're going to let this dry, and then I'll start collaging over it. But I wanted yellow and the butterflies to be kind of my backdrop to it. That's where that goes. And then my other tag, because I put them on watercolor paper, I had planned on using watercolor on the tag. Okay, you sit right there because we're going to mix up some red. That's what Sienna Grace trying to get out that door to, trying to see what Lauren doing. She done moseyed outside and then she's off the deck now, so she's out in the yard, and Sienna Grace want to see what she's doing. So I do have some other brushes other than these that where are those things at? Um they those little thingies. Move, girl, sit down. Sit. That's right. Sit down before you get in trouble. I have these. So these are some that I have that I got for doing that. Um and they pretty too. So had to have them. And so that's what I use, get those to do some of what I was doing on the other thing. Again, Gina K said you needed it. I might not have bought it from Gina K. I might have went and bought a cheaper version. Has Instagram changed how you see photos you send in message part? Oh, I don't know. Let me see. I don't think so, because every time you send me a picture, I get it in Instagram. Aww. Oh, I need to go back and check that out. Oh, yeah, that's the same ones I just got. Yeah, I just got your picture. Yeah, it just came up. Now, here's the other thing, Julie. Sometimes when you send me the picture actually pops up. And sometimes like now I gotta click on it for whatever reason. Oh. Oh, these are so cute. Is that not cute? Just so cute. Anybody that knows me knows I want Highland cows. And do. My ladies, it's been fun. Okie dokie. Oh yeah, it's Wednesday. Don't forget to pray for us. And God knows, please ask the Lord to clear up my sinuses. Thank you, Zippy. Those are so cute. Okay, that went that way. That wasn't supposed to go that way, but we're gonna roll with it. We're not gonna worry about it. Why? Because we're letting go of our perfectionism today. Well, I've been let it go. There, squiggle, squiggle, squiggle. Did you get? Yes, I got the other ones too. The little puppy, the little Rottweiler puppy. I need to print them out. But now that I got my scanner cut, I'm going back and doing all the things that I've been holding off because I wanted to put it in different things. Oh, let's see. Oh, that's very vibrant at the tip. Maddie, what's y'all weather like up there in New York? Excuse me. There we go. Change it just a smidge. Just a smidge. There we go. Yeah. And we're going to let that one be the long one. It was 80 today. Oh, that's about where we are. I think the high was about 80, maybe 85. I went out this morning because it was very, very, very beautiful. It was the kind of weather I like. It was like 65, and I could sit on the porch and drink I was drinking tea, and it was still comfortable. Because if you're outside and it's hot and you drink hot, it just don't work out. Green. That wasn't green. What color are you? Let's mix you in there. There we go. It's supposed to cool down to 70s next week. Yes, that's my kind of weather. The cool, like a nice crisp, not too hot, not too cold. Okie dokie. I don't have a to-do list for you, follow. Oh, what color was that? Oh, that was green. No, that was blue. That'll work. Kinda, sort of. What color is that? There we go. A little bit of that. There we go. And these, y'all saw I just cut these big tags out. And I just cut them into watercolor paper. Frozen. Oh, I was frozen. Oh, probably was being still because I put it on pause. Not pause, I muted it a little bit so I could blow my nostril. I dare not do that. Something's just rude. But again, Oh, that's pretty. So you just have to take a deep breath. Let's say a color corrected the last one. Sorry. 100 here. Wait, Zippy, where are you again? Aren't you in Texas? Oh, Lord. Well, Barb, what is the weather where you are? Because Vegas usually be rough too. But it's still 100 places? Jesus. No, when it be 100 around here, I'll be having a fit. That is just not my weather. I'm also a February baby, so I was born when it was cold. I can withstand the cold. Hill country, yes. That's what it's called, hill country. As Mr. McCoy and I say, all our exes are in Texas. Oh, those are beautiful. Let's put a pop right there. Boop, 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 boop. Betty Penny and myself will be going live together again. We're going to be doing poinsettias. So you can get ready to make your Christmas cards northwest of Austin. Okay, that's hot. And I happened to be in Texas one time when I was pregnant. Oh my God. It's just like, somebody get me out of here. Air condition was even trying to find some cool weather. Oh, that's cute. There we go. There we go. Boom. All right. She's cute. Let's put some yellow in the middle. Stop scratching. 14 years in the Houston area. Miss it. Di, you're going. Oh, you're going to be making ephemera this evening? Betty Penny started a series for beginner card makes. Not sure if she is planning to bring more. Yeah, I had started looking at her series on the card making. I'm trying to tell you, between you and her and Paula K. Oh, that's who's missing today. Paula K. Hope everything's okay. Um, and look, or if they're probably like in the balcony. You'd be like, oh, I was in the balcony. I was at work and I couldn't come in. No problem. The other thing is, these are going to be pretty. These are tags. So what I'm going to do with these, I'm going to keep building them up. So what you see is what you see. It's not going to be the end result. I'm going to let each one dry, and then I'm going to build on each one. And my reasoning is because you guys know I take my art and add it to whatever I'm pretty much talking about. So we're talking about the Desperate Housewives, and today we were talking about Bree and how Bree was a perfectionist. Bree, everything had to be right. Everything had to be perfect. Bree wanted to let everything nothing. A string couldn't even be on her husband's lapel or something without her wanting to correct it. She had her obsession over control, the spotless home, the pies. Like even if a little bit of the pie crust was, she would toss it. So she was the image of what we see on Instagram or YouTube or TikTok or whatever these platforms now as the ideal woman. Well, that's not really the ideal woman. That woman has a lot of layers that come with her, right? So she has a shield up. So these cards, I'm starting them and I'm going to continue to build them up because this is the base of it. And yes, this is beautiful. This is pretty, like the girls that I did earlier. So we go from, yes, this is beautiful to this is pretty to as life starts happening and start paying up, piling on the layers and different stuff, the kids start acting crazy, the husband start acting crazy, the boyfriend break up, you lose your job. Life continues to happen and you're still trying to show up. See, there she is. She said, I'm in the balcony. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's just good to see your name in the chat. So we go from to being as they can say, perfect Patty, or I don't want to use Patty because that could be somebody's name, but the perfect woman. Let's do that. And then she's still perfect even when she looks like this. She's even more perfect when she looks like this. This is beautiful. This is more beautiful because these are the layers of life. So these big tags right here that I'm going to do, and now that, we got some other things, I'm going to do some embossing on them. Oh, these going to be beautiful because we're going to keep pouring it on and pouring it on, right? Just like we started out with these. Started out with these beautiful flowers, beautiful leaves. And then I just sloshed some paint across them because life shows up and life is not nice. But then at the end of it all, they still showed up beautiful. Each girl gives a message because her life is who it is. Don't let the perfection be a shield. I mean, what really is hiding beneath the surface is really what we need to see. I mean, that's just it. And then with the, as I take my watercolors and slosh the paint on, no matter what, I'm still going to make a perfection. So as I slap paint on paper without fixing it, I'm still going to show the imperfection that turns out to be perfection and turns out to be beautiful. Even in the imperfection of all of the mess, it still shows up beautiful, is my point. So this right here, I'm going to kind of cut that down. And I guess since Di is going to be making ephemera, I don't know what I'm going to be doing by the time Di goes live. I'll probably be done got into bed. Probably. I don't know. I think today and tomorrow will be the last 2 days of this mess. That's what I'm going to call it, mess. And I do feel better than I sound. But, the medicine I take makes me nauseated. It stops the headache. I hate being sick. Because there's nobody here to take care of me like I take care of them. I'm in the balcony, gotta gather myself. I got you. But you're creating some beautiful things as you gather yourself. Paula K is trying to finish a fee proposal out that must be submitted today. So back to that. Okay, cool. Di, does it matter to me what you do? I just enjoy watching. I don't make journals at all. I just enjoy watching the process. That's right, Maddie. Maddie doesn't make journals. Oh, this is just it's continuing to talk like it's as I hold it in my hand, it's continuing to talk. Because I just said something about that. But so I don't know when these will be done, but they're going to be tags. I'm going to put a hole up there, and I don't know. Just going to continue to let them talk to me. See the perfectionist mic that needs to be. We're not going to worry about it. Not going to cut anything else off. These girls are beautiful. They represent our today, talking about our housewives. So those are they. And remember, save your envelopes. We slapped some paint on some envelopes. Like, oh, we're gonna be embossing some envelopes. We're gonna be some embossing fools over here. Add is. Alright, let's put those there. Put this here. That's a beautiful background too. If y'all could see this dog in the studio right about now. Hold on, hold on. Where's it at? Where's it at? Because you know my bird is my animal. But do I want a bird on there? I don't think so. Sienna Grace, what are you doing? There's nobody coming in that door. She looking back at me like, what are you doing? You just need to sit down. Let's use this one. Let's move this over here. Woo, hoo, 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 hoo. I'm going to try to get my friend Pam, what is her, I forgot what her daggum YouTube channel is. Pretty Things, that Pam, not our Pam, to come on and do a live with me. Come on live and create, because she is a good creator. Hubby says dinner is almost ready. Tell hubby, thank you for dinner. What does that say? There, yep, there we go. We want that right there. We're going to have leftovers. I know I am. It's right there. Is it going to be big enough? We're going to have to make it big enough. You go right there. Sentiment, will that work? I don't have that much paper. Go over a little more. There. And then there. Alright, we're gonna make it work. So that means we'll put you up there. Enjoy dinner, Maddie. Oh, I hope that didn't come off. There we go. Alright. What color? Let's use black. You're really cute standing up there. You need to come sit down. Oh, that's perfect. The first time out the gate. Oh, but I digress. Oh. I forgot you gotta go in fast. That's why I be moving too slow. Hey, you need to get from over there before you be done knock something down and broke it. Get your butt from over there. There's nobody out there, Sienna Grace. She's like, yeah, huh? There's nobody out there but Lauren. That's gonna be pretty. Excuse me. And put our leftover back in here. So tomorrow, because I will be live every day this month, tomorrow I'm probably going to be pulling out the jelly plate and doing some things over there. That's what I say, but I'm not sure. Don't hold me to it. All right. Oh. There is beauty in simplicity. Too late. Boom. You can't go out that door. You can't go out that door. Uh-oh. I didn't even take that off. Okay, we're gonna take that. That turned out great. Oh. No, those aren't Tim Holtz. I don't think. Listen. I don't think they are. I don't think they are. I really, really, really don't know, but could be. I don't think so. Okay, same. That's going to work out good. Don't get embossing powder on that foam mat. You can restamp that and put a different color or glazing embossing powder. Oh, what? This one? I like that. So you can restamp that and put a different color or a glazing embossing powder. Oh yeah, we fooled around with glaze the other day. We did glaze on the birds. So this one, that glazing, where's my glazed birds? And those that don't know, this is my scan and cut box. I'm just trying to tell you I'm a scan, cut, and food. These are my scan and cut birds that we embossed. We used, this ended up being glazed. Learned a lot. I think they are. I have the same thing, but in red rubber. Oh, okay. They're not in their original package, so very well could be. But can you see the, let's see, get that shimmer on there? That was the glaze of, which one we had? Yeah, embossing glaze. That's what it was. This is what this turned out the other day. So I learned about that. Had never used them, but dyed. This is how beautiful that scan and cut cuts. Do you see my birds? The scan and cut. Ain't no fussy cut and get that close. Isn't that beautiful? So I stamped a whole page full of these birds, and then I scan and cut them. I put them on the thing and scan and cut, so they all came out. These we did on the live. That's why they're already done, and I wanted them, so they're done. But yeah, so this is our scan and cut box, and you can see I've been scanning, cutting food. Okay, I want. Okay. Oh, she just said don't get that embossing on this mat. Let's take that foam off. I don't necessarily need it. Say hold the stamp up to the camera. We'll take a screenshot. Oh, it's not all the way on. Is that good enough? Is that what you're asking? I forgot Google tells you everything these days now. You ain't gotta wait on nothing. Okay, that other one came out yellow. Yellow will be good on this one. We're gonna leave it with the yellow embossing. So my question is, because it looks like the embossing and the glaze is the same. Oh, that's why I needed that mat. It needed to lift up. That's why I needed it. Duh. Duty calls. See y'all later. All righty, righty. Thank you for my howling cows. As always, they're beautiful. Double embossings give more dimension. Just another technique to try. Gotcha. Okay, we're going to do it with this one. Okay, so double embossing. So we're going to do this one there. We're going to put... Oh, I got to get it down. I'll be waiting too late. I know what you said. I do. I'm being very gingerly. Okay, now we're going to lift that, move this over. Put this back down so we don't make too much of a mess. Move fast, move fast. There we go. Maddie said you got to get it on there because it dries fast. There we go. Boom. Okay. Now, we're going to hit this, and then Di says, come back. I'll go back and read the instructions of what was said. But I'm having fun with these embossing because, like I said, when Gina K was doing them, hold on. Like I said, when Gina K was doing them, I just fell in love with the look. Like I wouldn't have in my perfectionism, even when I started with my art, I wanted to be. I wore gloves because I didn't want my hands to get dirty. At the onset of things, nails were still getting done. So that was me showing up in the perfection phase. The like, okay, I got to show up this way because this is the way the world expects me to show up. I mean, in some parts of people still expect me to show up like that. I just don't want to do it no more. Okay. She said, okay, now don't wait. You can restamp that and put a different color or glaze embossing powder. Okay, we're going to use some glaze. I'm going to pull this up. I don't know how close that's going to be. I Googled the sentiment Tim Holtz. There is beauty and simplicity and shows a Tim Holtz stamp. Okay, cool. Then, all right, remember that's a Tim Holtz stamp. I think that's about right because I pulled it up. Okay. So when we go back over it, I gotta stamp it again, right? Where's my, oh, right there. We're gonna get some depth here. We're gonna get some. And then we're gonna put some. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Ooh, I'm seeing it a little bit. I'm seeing it a little bit. I'm feeling what you was putting down. I don't think I did it enough. I don't think I did it enough. Let's hit it again. I don't think I did it enough. Sienna Grace, go sit down. Oh, and for y'all that's joining, Sienna Grace is in the studio today. That will be one of the Rottweilers. She is number 8. She is a year and a half. She came from Texas too. Isn't that right, girl? All right, while we got that right there, let's move this right here because we're going to pull this puppy out and pull it over. Boop, boop. Fast, fast. Move, move. There we go. Oh. Keep that open. Oh my goodness, I'm loving it. Sienna Grace, no. Got me sounding like Pam with Harley. No, get down. Di's gonna give you a nickname. You better get down. Alright, let's hit it with our gun. She wants to get outside with Lori. Oh my goodness. I tried what the doctor said and took instead of Claritin because Claritin, but Carl is not helping me. I don't know. Oh, that's the. Oh, no wonder she barking. That's the UPS man. Oh, you know what? Now that you put that down there that way, Anna Moret, the distress watercolor kit, it is. See that Paula K beat, she be knowing her stuff. But okay, Di, is this what we were like? Oh my goodness, I'm loving this. Look at that, y'all. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Uh-oh. Excuse me. Hold on, guys. My daughter done sent me. I got. Look, just like y'all got me on the scan and cut thing, I got her on the scan and cut thing. Okay. So, oh yes. Okay, so I use yellow first. So this I use yellow embossing powder first. Well, y'all know I stamped it with black. And then I put yellow embossing powder, buttercup. And then after Di said what she said about the glaze, I chose the glaze. And I used the this one, pink, which is whatever flamingo, embossing glaze. And I think it just turned out so beautiful. So Julie, that's why we going on the sites looking for the yes, they are very expensive now. So cuz and here's the thing, Julie, everybody's not loving them because this is why again I say ask yourself the question, what do you want to use it for? And what I want to use it for, scan and cut. That's it. All that stuff that Cricut do, I don't want to do all that. And then I found out that scan and cut fabric too. Baby. Scan and cut. I'm good. Okay, so yeah, that's the UPS man. So that's why Lauren having a fit out there. Okay, see the difference. I do see the difference. I do understand now. Thank you, Di. Um, Definitely a difference, and I'm gonna not even say just because of the color, But just I can see even the like. Can y'all really see it? I need to hone in on the. Now you make me kind of want to do the other one, but I want this one. I like the way the yellow kind of still pops off the yellow one there. Let's put my watercolor, close the top. But now that y'all say that about this, I did get this because I have those. Because I did get the. I do have the Tim Holtz pencils. These things, as you can see, I didn't use them for that, but that's what they. That's where this thing came from. I do remember now. All right, see. Okay, hold, sis. We still got some ink. We building layers in life, layers in life, layers in life. I'm gonna pull out my. I'm gonna always keep my paper. Is that gonna be? No, we gotta pull that down some. Excuse me. I feel such a. That'll be perfect right there. Not that we are looking for perfection. Okay, so what I was saying, Julie, is we go on to like Macari, or she went on Facebook Marketplace in your area, and you know sometimes people they don't want to do it no more or whatever, or they didn't like it, so they put them, they have them up. That's how I got my scan and cut. I went on Macari and found it at a very reasonable price because the one I have, and when I got the stuff, all the stuff is together. It looks brand new. It worked. Put it all out there for it to make sure it worked before I received it, and it did good. I'll have one here for sale cheap, Julie. Shame you aren't closer. Listen, and Di says she got what, two or that ain't even open? That's even better. Look, don't threaten me to buy one and you send it to the child. Okay. It's okay. Y'all hear her? She mad. Okay. Because I'm liking this embossing thing. Let's see. I'm gonna get enough of putting it on this mat. I keep hearing you say don't put it on the mat. I just went back and done it again. It's just Lauren. Chill out, man. Don't y'all know each other? Think that dried too quick. Yep. That one dried too quick. Maybe. This will be. I just got a scan and cut. Dana, do you like your scan and cut? I love it. Because I just wanted it to scan and cut. I just. Design Space. Trust me, I love my Cricut. I will never get rid of my Cricut. I will, for one, I won't get rid of my Cricut because my son gave it to me for my birthday when it came out. So that's another reason I won't get rid of it. But well, just made that mess. I'm glad that was closed. Um, but it does its purpose. But I just had to learn too much, and I just want to have fun. And this scan and cut, day one. I've done more on this scan and cut than I've done on my Cricut. Look, y'all saw that mess. I don't know how I'm gonna get it up. Oh yes I do. Hold on. We're gonna get one of these other brushes. And we don't mind getting messed up. Where are you? There you go. Gonna sweep it up. Sweep it up. Sienna Grace, go have a seat, dear. It's Lauren. She's outside. She's protecting outside. The UPS man is gone. Okay. All right. Boom. There we go. All right. And just like that, we cleaned up our mess. And then we're going to take us a little paper towel, a little damp paper towel, just a little bit, and get the rest of it up so it doesn't kind of blend into the mat. Lauren doesn't like anybody, so whether they scent hovering or not. And y'all know dogs can smell way more than what we can smell, so. But he came early because I wasn't expecting him until tomorrow. Okay. There we go. What are you doing? We won't have no more problems. Even if I'm finna just, we'll be prepared. Let's see if it had been on that wouldn't have been a problem. Alright, let's get our, we still need to hit this. Beautiful. Butterfly. And then we got, there is beauty and simplicity. But remember, these are, this tag and this tag are going to be built up. So even though you might just like, oh, I love that. That is beautiful. Like, by the time I'm done with it, it's going to be so much more. You're not going to even see that. It's going to be, just going to be so much more. We're going to put layers upon layers upon layers upon layers upon layers upon layers. I have a mini vac for this. Oh, normally, I've never made that kind of mistake before. But could be shake some from the sickness. I don't know. Okay, let's put our butterfly back. Now that we know where it come from. And I definitely remember buying it. But that Paula Case, do I spy Tim Holtz? You can tell them folk that no Tim Holtz. Them Tim Holtz lovers. I love me some Timmy too. But I had to stop buying all the Timmy stuff. I put Timmy up there with Gina K. Use it. What you say? Say Dot? Use it or lose it. So I'm backing into a lot of stuff because y'all have taught me how to combine my watercoloring with all of the things, and I am having fun. So there we go. Let's pull out everything that we've done on the desk thus far. Maddie showed us how to turn our stencil. Turn a stencil. We're going to finish doing the back. And I can feel the sturdiness in this, turning this into a stencil so that I will have this instead of throwing it away. Repurpose it. Then we did all of these. Put you over here. These are from the Desperate Housewives series today, talking about perfectionism. Let it go. When life shows up, when you're not expecting it to, you had beautiful flowers that were on here, and we just slapped some blue over all of them. And then you have the one who is still Going to sit in perfection. She doesn't care how much it costs her. She doesn't care how much she's going to lose. She's still going to sit no matter what. If it's not what you look at but matters. Wait, it's not what you look at that matters, but what you see. That could work out for her because maybe she's the woman. This could be me. Maybe she's the woman that has realized all of this right here is what makes this right here. So you got to accept all the layers of life so that when you do show up, you show up into your authentic self. You are happy with who you are. If you're the woman that needs everything to be perfect, great, no problem. But you're also the woman who has things that's breaking down, life is tumbling around you. You can stand up and be like, hey, I'm still this fabulous woman, even though life is going on. I'm sick. I got a cold. My nose is stopped up. I sound like the nanny. I'm still showing up because it's not about being perfect. It's just about showing up in your authentic self for who you are. That is what she represents in all of this. So I thank y'all for joining me today. I thank you for hanging out once again. And I know it's definitely time to go because the sinus is really, really clogged out. So let me leave you with this. Bree's perfect pies eventually crumbled, as though my mountain eventually crumbled as well. And so did the life that she built around her family. But here's the thing. The wreckage she discovered something more valuable than the image. She discovered her real self. That's the invitation today is discover the real you. Don't polish her up. Don't worry about what they're going to say because y'all know what? They're going to talk irregardless. But start living your truth. In this, over here on Slapping Paint on Paper, I challenge each and everybody to live your truth. This is where community matters to me. Alone, you're fighting. You keep fighting alone. You keep faking it. Together we grow, we heal, we slap paint on paper until the messy strokes look like joy again. Look at this. So, if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button right now. Don't just watch from the sidelines. And if you're ready to go deeper in this journey and you want to hang out and do more like Zooms and all the things, where we peel back the layers and walk this road hand in hand, join my membership. It's what I've been working for over here on the YouTube channel. That's where the breakthrough happens. You get tutorials. We're going to be doing some great and wonderful things over there. If you hit that join button, where you'll find women just like you saying, I'm done living behind the mask. So, have a great day. And remember, the ending of it all is, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? You don't want to look back and say, I stayed Bree. You want to look back and say, I broke free. Have a great one. And remember, I am here every day for the month of October in celebration of my son's death anniversary. Have a good one. See y'all later. Bye.